Okay, and we are live. Welcome everyone to the Sunday service. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight we have Surviving Men series returns for another round of conversation. But today we are going to keep it like fun. We are going to keep it casual. We are going to keep it jovial because a number of you due to public demand, SMS has been summoned back to the Sunday service. But today we are going to discuss something a little bit different. We are going to talk about, we are going to unpack Kenya. We are going to look at other topics that are also like full of inspiration. We are going to talk about other life issues. Who knows? We'll see how it goes from here. Title Pro, welcome to the building. And guys, we are multi-streaming. So in case you are on my chat, you can also just jump over at SMS's side. I just had to go and confirm that the live stream is running on his channel as well. So the link is pinned on top of my chat. Did I actually pin the link? Okay, let me just confirm. I forgot to pin it. Let me just do it right away. Okay, I've just pinned the link. So the link is now pinned on top of my chat. In case you have not yet connected to SMS, I know last time we met, 1K looked like a pipe dream. How do you feel? Nowadays your channel is reading as 1.02. How does that feel?
Actually, it's hard work. It's you feel at least okay.
Yeah.
You can't explain. It's unexplainable.
It's a good thing. I was like, oh, this is nice. This is good progress because last time you are not yet even at you had not breached the 1,000 mark. So you were at the hundreds and stuff like that. But now look at your world. Okay, so let me just say that I can and that's and guys, SMS stands for Surviving Men series. And I like how he's always very he's always very specific in terms of making sure that it's SMS. Like you guys know what the meaning of SMS is. SMS itself. So so they're waiting for you guys to settle in as you guys are trying to figure out your way here. The link is pinned on top of my chat. It will take you directly to his channel where the stream is also happening. Let me see that I can get let me get some 1 or 2 things here ready. Let's see. Multitasking. Okay, all right. SMS, I'm trying to check the last time you are here. It doesn't feel like it was a long time ago. I'm trying to see. This was like around. Let me go to my content and then let me go to YouTube. Surviving Men series. Okay. Oops, not videos. It has to be the live stream. Let me see. Surviving Men series. Okay, there we go. Yes, I got it. November, just the other day, November 16th. That was my birthday month, y'all. November 16th, where we looked like twins. We were all wearing dashikis. I remember we were all like wearing these nice outfits and stuff. See. Okay. Then we are good. All right, there we go. Okay, and we are good to go. Right. Okay. SMS, is my audio okay on your side? Like, can you hear me well?
Loud and clear, actually. Myself, do I need to apply more makeup or?
Timo makeup. No, you're also loud and clear from my side. I needed just to confirm that the audio is working well. Because last time I think I muted myself here and I wasn't even aware, so I ended up talking.
Yeah. But
I was
you're loud and
listening to the live stream and I was wondering why is this part? Why was I quiet on this spot? And then I just
You're
realized
loud and clear.
I muted myself. See, okay, good. So there we go. I've gotten the thing that I needed. Can now remove this. Let me see your title. Oh, I forgot to put those things. You know those things that appear under our names, like SMS, Goga. Well, it's because I think I was testing something out. I was doing a recording the other day just to test out some audio, and I think
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think I lost the. I think now it should be fine. Let's see whether this works. Remove this. Perfect. Now we think we are looking good. Let me see this. Guru MD the SMS. You're muted. I like that flex on the title, like MD the SMS.
Yes, I'm only it's a team. I even there's someone who noticed that when I answer people, I answer them like we. I told them because it's a team and we are planning to grow it big. It's not an I did, I went. No, it's a we.
That's a new thing. Tell me more about that transition to the we since the last time, because I know last time I think the channel was you're still trying to figure out, I think, one or two things.
Yeah, you see, my projections were that it's not an individual purpose. Actually, it's not an individual purpose. Like, I'm not the only one who is undergoing whatever I underwent or whatever I'm advocating for. So eventually, it will be a team of people.
Okay.
So we'll not be saying like I have said. It's like we are taking this initiative. We are speaking as a big number because, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, Goga, the numbers outside there are just crazy. Things are happening outside here. So I started changing the narrative to be a we problem. It's not an I problem. Like I rarely, even when I'm answering comments, I do say we appreciate you. We like for you if you. I like using the we. So you have to start getting used to it because you might be invited to a very big forum and you end up saying I, and people will be like.
Oh, so you're taking the focus out of the need to like call it like me, but now you make it like anyway. The last time we spoke, you said it's going to be a movement. So
it's a movement, yeah, it's a movement,
yeah. So I think I remember the conversation around making it a movement. And yeah, MD Surviving Men series.
So it pops up. We've been invited to very many forums. I've attended some of them I've not attended. In fact, even the launch of the Iwene, EWENE, where every woman, every newborn baby alive. So there are very many forums being launched with the government. So it's actually, I was surprised the president actually took note of these cases. Actually, it's only that people tend to wait for news, whatever is happening here, but at the background, heads are rolling. Like even there's a video I did yesterday. It's only that I did it on. It's like within 2 minutes. One of the counties is West Pokot is doing magic outside here, and you can imagine West Pokot.
West Pokot, West Pokot is one of those counties that is always
Okay, do you even know where to board their vehicles if you want to go to West Pokot?
I know West Pokot is come on Kitale and stuff.
Yes, but assuming you're in Nairobi.
I would not even know how to go to West Pokot, but yeah.
Exactly. So they're bringing the numbers down. The governor there is doing very great job. We are speaking of which other county? The Central. Oh my goodness, God, I'm telling you. Things are moving. Things are moving. What I'll say, things are moving. Things are just moving. But I like it, though it's on a slow pace. But things are moving.
But
Yeah, things
And I like this because this conversation now looks more optimistic than the last time you were here, because
definitely.
last time I think you painted for us a very grim picture around the loss, especially losing our mothers, especially during childbirth. It was like a doom kind of a conversation that nothing is happening. People are getting away with some of these deaths, maternal deaths, and it appears that even the government does not know what is not doing anything, or even if it's doing something, you guys could not see it from your perspective, especially as the victims. So I like the about turn, because it shows that something changed between November and July 2026.
Yeah.
What do you think could have inspired this, or do you think the fact that we're getting towards the elections has something to do with it, or it's just maybe people are actually doing what they're supposed to do?
It's in the remote. Usually, I tell individuals that one thing, consistency demands results. That's what I came across. That let me call it like a slang word from one of the just on the streets of YouTube. I think so.
Yeah.
So once you become consistent, Google will tell you something. You might think people are not watching. You might think people are not listening to you, but people are listening to you. People are watching you. Let me tell you, the loudest people do not even comment, do not even like. They're just there. They're just listening. You remember, there's a day I saw in a video, you said that even if you're with one person, and I came to discover that, when you're doing YouTube, you might think it's one person who's showing, but because of the fluctuation either on the internet you're using, there might be around 3 or 4 people. You're only seeing one individual. That's why even when you comment, it takes a bit of time before it pops out the person who's posting. So I came to discover that this movement, actually, it came to a point that a few people here and there lost their jobs. A few people are behind bars. A few hospitals have been locked. And actually, the kicker one was when the Senate visited the Kiambu Referral Hospital. I think that was when the gates of hell just opened wide. They were shocked to just see what's happening on the maternal wing. And this is where your mothers are at. It begs the question, like, can you really give birth into such a situation like this? So that was the current CS of health. Then I just got wind of it. There's a day I was just watching the afternoon news, and there was this what do you see? What do we call these news shots, or what? This to highlight that come that the CS is locking down over 3,800 hospitals.
Yeah. So
you can imagine locking down over 3,800 hospitals. The cases are from here to Timbuktu, which you cannot discuss right now, but slowly these things are going on. And then apart from that, Iwena is a global project. It's not like an African or a Kenyan thing, but our president is the first president in the entire continent to flag, like, how do you call it, to flag it out, or flagship, something like that, like
unveil or something. Yeah,
exactly. So we were at Citizen I think a month ago. We were there. It's only that they work with time when they're hosting this kind of people, so we could not find enough time. We were there with the Oluga, Oluga, the
PS,
the PS Oluga. We were with the Okoth, who's in charge of, I don't know if it's Kemri. All those heads. We were with the obstetricians, gynecologists, all those heads.
Oh wow, the people who matter.
All of them were there.
Yeah,
that's why I say this thing it's working actually. And to my surprise, I was like, I've seen some of you talking. You hear, okay, they don't want to be quoted saying, but you hear some of them saying, like, I've seen you guys at social media talking about these things. Some have even created a channel. I'm like, okay, so these people do watch, or they've employed people to be watching these things. So I was like,
somebody actually gets feedback back to them.
Yes, someone gets feedback back to them, and they said you just go slowly on them. You don't have to be. But what I never liked about it is that the manner in which it's being rolled out, it is. You see, like you've asked, is it associated with the elections, or is it just a thing that one way or another? I might say it's happening, one or another, I might say it's not happening. So I cannot speak for them and say no, it's not. But I have a feeling also it is one way it is happening because who are the biggest voters in the country? It's the women.
Yeah.
So, but we're making strides. What I'll say, we're making strides. Our numbers reduced from around 400 to around 250. The last data they collected, though still that's a big number. But congratulations to West Pokot. If anyone knows anyone from West Pokot, I'll say they brought their numbers, because tentatively they have numbers as low as 20. Now 1 year, 100,000.
Wow.
20, yes. Do you know where? That's why I asked. Do you know where West Pokot is? Those people, they lack facilities. They lack the personnel. Back then, they lacked the personnel, the sensitization. For them, they've got a lot of traditional myths and beliefs. Like a woman should not go and give birth in a hospital. Like a woman not supposed to be touched or be seen by men during birth times. They've got a lot of taboos. Maybe this lady actually got pregnant in an unfamiliar ways. Then they can stone you to death, or you're disowned. There are a lot of cultural. In fact, culture in these counties is taking like 70% of the causes of the culture. Can you imagine? Just culture. Leave alone the normal modern practice, culture.
Yeah.
And most of them are just out of this world. Like, okay, you've gone to a theater room and the men are there. To them, if men are there, they're not supposed to touch you. In fact, if those men are not either related to you directly, they're not supposed to. It's like they're seeing your nakedness. But the county government has made strides. Over 4,000 nurses were employed as of last year, and 25-26. Yeah. Over 50 health workers have been sensitized to go to the villages and make sure those who are pregnant and those who are not pregnant are well informed about the need of actually going for those antenatal care and prenatal care. It's works that are happening. It's at a slow pace, I might say so, but all in all, they say a step a day will make it count. So things are happening. The president knows this, and even before I forgot, even the wife of the deputy president, she's the one advocating in Central. Can you imagine that?
Oh wow, the professor. She's also like, oh wow.
Yeah, she's advocating that. I was shocked. Actually.
And these are the people you want. These are the people you actually want. These these are the people you want, like, to have attention on, to this matter, because they're the people can make. They also can make things happen. They're the people can make the decisions that are necessary in terms of how do we move. In terms of the data, in terms of the numbers, how is the progress around this, or is it still a work in progress? Do you think we are reporting the right numbers, especially around this issue? Because that can also be part of advocacy.
The problem with our healthcare system, I'm sorry to say, though, the numbers don't lie. Numbers will never lie, be it elections, be it at your home. The problem we have is that a lot, human beings, myself, we are so skewed in such a way that not all deaths are usually reported, because nowadays, if you've noticed, like, I can just ask you random questions. How many chemists are there around your place where you live? There are very many. And nowadays, these chemists have turned out to be clinics. So you really see a stroke.
They're offering clinic services, yeah.
And then they've not gone a notch higher. It's offering medical services. A clinic. A clinic operates from 5 to 6, later 7. Midnight, they tell you'll see that they've written 24 hours.
24 hours, yeah.
So, most of them are not well registered, like at the medical practitioners, that they're supposed to be practicing such kind of services. So those deaths that happen at their places, unfortunately, they are not usually reported. So I was having an argument with some people. You remember those deaths that were found in Pipeline area, Kware? Nairobi. Can you believe that all those who are women who had actually undergone, they were trying to remove their unborn baby or such like cases? Unfortunately, all of them were women. The facts are on the ground. Even the government pathologist, Johassen Odur, confirmed that all of them are of the female gender, and most of them had got stitches around their stomachs.
Jeez.
Some of them do, yeah. So, the problem with ourselves, let me tell you something, Goga. We like arguing on hearsay. but the facts on the ground. I feel so bad when people say it's the police who did that. I'm like, police will just look for women alone. Okay, let's be. You remember that guy they were trying to change the case on the Onyancha guy that is the person who's killing them?
Yep.
That was.
I remember.
Those are just PR because it was at the heat of the moment. But now there's what you call a catastrophic measures that can happen in the healthcare system. Like it will have come to a halt because if someone just went and started investigating, okay, let's not look at why these people died. Let's look how come they're only women, meaning someone is performing this kind of cesareans and whatnot, and they're not authorized. So once you start digging deeper, the hole becomes too wide and it's affecting a lot of people. That's why you remember the government went and banned that place. And it was cordoned off, but I don't know about it as for now. So actually, statistically, or back to your question, the numbers are going down, yes, if the figures that are being reported are correct. The numbers are going down because apparently the PS, I believe, he has cautioned all hospital health facilities from here to Timbuktu around Kenya. The very minute you become pregnant or you notice you become pregnant, you have to be registered in any health facility. That's data. He usually receives that data from all counties. The very minute you become pregnant, that data is given to them so they can monitor. For example, let's say Nairobi County registered 10 women who became pregnant. Out of these 10, how many of them have started attending the antenatal care? Because some of these causes of deaths are caused by ourselves. We don't attend the antenatal care, high blood pressure, hypertension, etc. So once you go to give birth and the underlying issues are not noticed, you see it cannot be detected just by a blink of an eye. So that's why they started like from day one, you have to go and get registered. And they've made it sure these women are walking. You see, remember the polio vaccine, the way they're usually being issued. Nowadays, even in the villages, we've got women who are walking around and they've selected the Mlango Kumi initiative. It's in conjunction with even the chiefs in the area and the women. Yeah, so it's a network. It's not just like a small body. That's why AWENA stands for every woman, every newborn alive. Like they need everyone to be alive. So they monitor it. Like let's say if 10 are pregnant after 9 months, what's the progress? How many have made it to the 9 months? How many of them have attended the minimum of 8 visits to the clinic? What's the situation? If it's a dire thing, because again they're also trying to rule out the CS thing because it's the number one contributor apparently. CS. I think the statistic was around 70% of those who undergo the CS, 70% of them end up dying. Causes of the maternal deaths. It's because again for this. So they're trying to do it so that people go for normal delivery. And shockingly, you're not supposed to go and book for a CS. It should be a last resort.
Yeah, but here it has become like a whole business, and even insurance companies, it's a whole thing. Doctors are very quick to prescribe cesarean section deliveries. I don't know, do you get a lot of pushback, especially from the doctors who are very quick at doing surgeries as opposed to this being the last thing? And also, how do you also, because even women nowadays most of them are opting to choose the CS option even without exploring the normal delivery. So how even in terms of changing the mindsets, especially around normal delivery vis-a-vis cesarean, I don't know, because I know that is a very hot and debatable topic within the space. So I don't know how you guys are navigating this, because again it goes back to sensitization and also sharing the drawbacks and
actually, I wouldn't know the exact how people conduct it per se, but what I know is that I did a test run by this online. If you've noticed, we've got a lot of online medical consultation, etc.
It's become a thing, yeah.
There's one I don't want to mention the name because actually they came and noticed I was just trying to test them. Nowadays, they're trying to discourage this issue of people buying medication under the counter. Like if you buy medication, the doctors, they'll tell you, I cannot. It used to be like going over the counter and you just ask for this funny medication. So they're being pulled out of the the floors of the shelves of the chemist. In the near future, if all goes well, if all goes according to plan, you just be getting the bare minimum. The headaches medication or the cough syrups, etc. But those tough, let me call them tough drugs. I cannot even pronounce their names. Those ones, you'll never be getting them, because a doctor, any health, let's start with the CO, the clinical officer. Any clinical officer who will be found that he or she issued those medications without doctors, what do you call that? Prescription. Not only will their license be withdrawn, actually you'll be legal measures will be taken against you. And once you're licensed, you're talking of someone who was in school for 8 years. Who wants to risk that?
No, because this is what makes you like put food on the table. If it's revoked, you are not in business.
So that's one measure they're trying to do. The other measure is that most of the health facilities, that's why the reason of going early is to start seeing like what do you have a what do you call that, inherited background, something that maybe in your family someone has had this kind of
pre-existing conditions or something.
So once you detect it in an early stage, it makes it easier for the doctors or the nurses or the gynaes who are attending to you or whoever will be attending to you. But once you go just instantly, then you say, I want to do this. Very soon that will be a thing of the past. Trust me, that will be a thing of the past. Because you talk to a few individuals, I was talking to a few individuals in Tanzania or something like South Africa. Those people tell you CS is like, wow, you mean you went for CS? It's a big deal. A big thing. Like, why would you even want to go to do that? Because for them, this desensitization. Because trust me, in West Pokot, let me just use that as a reference. Do you think they've got the CS materials? Okay, I know right now they have, but then they never had. So it was just normal. As I told you, out of the 100%, 70% of the births are usually being done at home. So nothing like a CS, it's just normal delivery. Meaning it's something that is possible. Our mothers and our godmothers and our foremothers.
Quite true, yeah.
So it is not like like a news in Jerusalem. So slowly, it cannot be spontaneous or instantly, but slowly by slowly, the changes will be there. The effect will be seen. You cannot just give yourself if you've ever been sick and you were told to take some very hard drugs where you need the prescription of a doctor, just try calling right now. Imagine they won't give you. If there's a day I stayed on call for like 2 hours, I was telling them, my friend, I'm the one who's paying for it. They were like, Then I was like, so this thing is really, and I just called randomly. I decided to go to a random, and when you go to this random chemist, you won't find this kind of medication because they've been withdrawn. The government is also trying to balance, like, it doesn't want to get people out of business because who are doing the clinical officers who've gone and studied. Clinical officers, those you find in chemists and clinics, we call them the CEOs, clinical officers. They're not doctors. Because you hear, daktari hajakuja, doctors, you can't get them. So most of them will just tell you point blank, this kind of medication, you need a prescription, because God forbid, they don't know who you are. And the KEBS, nowadays, they do impromptu visits in plain clothes and things are moving. So the numbers, yes, the numbers, they might be a bit ish, but the numbers, I believe, they're going down. For those who are still insisting on the CS, I'll tell every mother that I can come across that if possible, now there's what they want, or also ladies have got their own stories from here to Timbuktu. I don't want to tell my BCD, what, I have insurance, blah, blah, blah. But actually, it has been said, I don't know the theory behind it or the biological history about it. Those who tend to give birth via CS, those kids end up disturbing them. I don't know the biology behind it. In fact, that day when you are in that citizen thing, I was seated next to an obstetrician, and that's what he was telling me, that those kids who are given birth normally don't have complications, and like those who are the CS was performed to them. And I was like, and he told me, I'm speaking from a professional point of view. I was like, okay, that's news to me. Okay. Then now is that taking and trying to check those kids you've had their mother say it, and they're like, no wonder.
but I know, and I guess that will be something to like more research, I think, to be done on. David Ant, welcome. Nice to see you, David Ant. Keisha, thanks so much for coming in. Visionaire, thanks so much for popping in. And to everybody who's like watching us from the bushes, I can see you guys there. You're not saying anything, but I can see you guys there. peeping in the bushes, that we can. We were just trying to do like a recap, because the last time SMS was here. SMS is many things, but one of the things that stands out about him is when you go to his channel, Surviving Men series, he's a maternal health advocate. So he lost his lovely wife, after childbirth. And ever since then, he has always like been pushing aggressively towards making sure that at least when our women are undergoing any procedure, any process, at least that the standards and the ethics, especially around deliveries, are literally upheld. So that is what the channel Surviving Men series is all about. And I just like what he said before we started. He said something very profound. It is now a movement. So he's moving from making it about him to we. So because there are so many men who have been through this, and you can see it from the name of the channel, Surviving Men series. It's there for a reason. These men are surviving. Most of them have been left with kids that they have to like raise. So it's technically the Surviving Men series, movement. And I think I like how that transition has come in. Barely, the last time we sat with SMS was in November last year. So I can see how there's been a very beautiful transition. Eva Kika, welcome. Eva Kika is also in the health space, Eva Kika is also very big when it comes to maternal health care. She's one of the people I think who was very excited about when you came on the panel in November, because you do something that is literally this is what she has to deal with on a day-to-day basis at work. And I think I like that aspect. And since then, Eva Kika also, we got a baby. There's a new member of the family with Eva Kika. And when Eva Kika was expecting her baby, and I'm sorry I have to say this, the husband stepped up. The husband, I think, understood the assignment, and it's very easy to be a surviving man. And I think even that time when Eva Kika had like a mini health scare, it's so amazing how the husband was always like just trying to make sure that at least it does not become catastrophic. So I know Kunguru, you'll be very happy to hear that. So, and now we have a bouncing baby boy in that family who is growing so fast anyway. Eva Kika says maternal health is very close to my heart. And David Ant is already starting me with the questions. David, we were just doing a recap. Now we are going to the fun questions by Kunguru. Kunguru, you have been asked by David Ant, and you went to your live stream because I said anybody who asks the guest questions on my live stream, I don't answer. You have to go and ask the guest on his live stream. Goga, I have a quick question for the co-host about visiting Kenya. Can I expect people to serve okra? Asking for a friend. The last time Kunguru sat here, I don't think I liked the okra answer that he gave. But the wife is the one who gave, I think, the okra answer, and I think I was satisfied with what the wife said. But SMS itself, the answer was not exactly. I don't think it was exactly friendly to me. It is the wife who kind of made me feel better with the answer. So I don't know whether anything has changed SMS between November and today. Did you ever get to try okra? Do you have an opinion around okra so that we can settle this once and for all?
Thank you very much for that valid question. Thank you very much, Eve, for joining. So, I unfortunately, I'm not a fan. Yes, I've eaten it before. It's a delicacy. I went to another friend's house and I found it there, and they were serving it actually with beef stew. It's not like on my timetable when it comes to food. Not that I hate it, but and for the people around me, it's not part of the delicacy. But I must say it's good. It's a good vegetable. I must. That's all I can say for now. I don't.
Okay. I like how you are being very politically correct, which is good. You are in my house. Others will be chased. So thank you so much for the diplomatic and politically correct answer. David Ant, you have this one. I think nothing has changed, David. So, David, I know, David, you don't need to rub it in my face that Kunguru has an opinion that aligns with yours about okra. So, you can take this one, David. Nothing has changed clearly for the last 8 months. So, here we are. Nothing has changed. Okay, let us get into the conversation of the day. This conversation was inspired by what I think a lot of people were asking you the other day when I sent you a read from my yoga things, and it was about like being a guide and just I like the picture you are painting about Kenya, especially to our friends from the states who have not had the benefit of being in a country like Kenya. Let me use Kenya as an example. Because Africa is a special continent anyway. But just to get us started in the conversation for the day, what is it that makes you proud to be an African man? What makes you unapologetically African? Because that's what I want us to that's what I want us to explore, and then we can now easily transition into the chat.
Myself, being an African it's quite an advantage. I saw it during the COVID times. Africans, we were never swept like our brothers from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I like it that we've got different traditions and we end up meeting. Recently, or just a few days before, I was in a cultural day, and the diversity, I'm telling you, Goga, is awesome. Imagine you guys who don't have a culture. Just imagine. So for our culture, where I come from, you see, we wear this beads and whatnot. So then you find some people wearing the goat skin, some people wearing the what I like about is that I tend to interact with different people and their own beliefs and what they were brought up knowing. It's quite nice when you learn something new. Africa is great, let me tell you. I will die for Africa any single day. So for me, just being African is an opportunity. I'll gladly in my next life say, let me just come back as an African, not as any other person.
All right. Welcome, Chef Zed. Nice to see you. And to everyone who's just coming in, my co-host is SMS. Those of you were able to join our collaboration last year when we were talking about maternal health. Today we are shifting the gears a bit just to speak about something else that is lighter, more fun, and closer to his heart. And yes, I like that in terms of the culture. It's a rich culture. It's very diverse. It's something that it's something that it's worth our pride. And when it comes to safaris, because I think you've done a lot of safaris and stuff, what inspired you especially to get involved in that particular space, when it comes to safaris and just making sure people that are having these experiences? And just talk to us a little bit about that, just for us to understand.
Actually, I had an uncle back then who used to work for a tourism company. That was back in the years. And each and every time when he used to come, sometimes maybe he's just come to pick a few clothes, he used to come with the foreigners in those trucks. And I used to admire those trucks. We call them kifarus. Those land. I used to admire them. I used to really admire them. Then it's that kind of job. I love interacting. Actually, I like interacting with different, getting to know why they're doing whatever they're doing. Because I don't like judging someone fast. I like, you don't know the options they had in front of them. So I started getting wow, this is nice. Then you're going to the park, you're seeing animals. Then after some time, long story short, I just decided apparently most of my friends are either in the same business or there's a way we relate with each other. We just find there's a clique of people. It's either a park. And a few months ago or a few years ago, I just asked someone, how many of the friends I'm with, how many of you, I will be shocked when I tell you, people actually live in Nairobi and they've never gone to the national park. Africa, we are the only country that have a park in the capital city.
Absolutely.
And do you know what's the rates? Around $2 or 250 shillings, Kenya shillings.
For locals.
Yes. Inside the park, inside the city. You don't have to travel 50 kilometers. You don't have. So there's a nature walk park, and then there's one where you can drive through. And I'm telling you something I came to pick up. I asked myself, why do Europeans and foreigners come all the way? Apart from just coming to relax, I came to find out it's also a therapy session. Have you ever found yourself someone just gazing at a lion for almost 1 hour, just looking at it? Just gazing at it. They're not doing anything. Just looking at it. That alone is therapy. A lot of people don't think therapy is all you have to go and sit with someone and talk about
Sit
it.
on a couch, speak to a shrink.
Ooh.
Yeah.
These people just come, and that's why you find the park, the hotels that are closer to the park, or where the wildebeest usually pass, or where there's like a hunting grounds for the leopard or the lions and etc. Those their charges are very expensive. A quick one: go to Lesren, the one that is along Mombasa Road. All the rooms that are facing the park are more costly than the rooms that are facing Mombasa Road. Would you imagine it? Yes, Eka Hotel and Ole Sereni. The rooms that are facing the park are damn costly. You can even find an excess of 5 or 20,000.
You're paying for the view.
You're paying for the view. Go to the houses that are along Langata Road, the ones that are again nearing the park, the one that a lot of our Indian brothers and sisters have occupied. The houses that are on that other side are more costly than the houses that are on the, and you're living in the same side, the design of the house. So that tells you that it's a form of, and you know, funny thing, you just find people in the balcony sitting, and they're just
looking. Yeah, just looking.
And you know, it's not like we're communicating with you. It's a Q&A session. It's a therapy. They're planning. They are reasoning. Okay. Because most of the time you ask someone, "Have you seen that thing?" They're like, "Huh?" Then they go back to their cameras and check. Or you'll find someone taking like 1 million. You know, when you walk with these foreigners, you know they have got those their big cameras. You hear like one animal is taking like 50, and I'm like, "Hey, I only took one." Where are you taking all this?
Your phone and you are done.
And I'm done. I go, okay, you've gone there several times that I no longer even take photos. Like you already know this is the time, this is pass here, this is the time. So it's a form of therapy, something a lot of us usually need. Coming back again now to men, we need a lot of therapy. You remember, I don't know if you're aware, last month was a men's mental awareness month.
Yeah.
Therapy was the goal. Therapy. Goga, I can tell you, a lot of people are going through a lot here. So those people, the foreigners, they take a 1 month off. You think the way they're so wealthy and what? No, they've just come for their own peace of mind.
And they save for it, like intentionally, deliberately.
Can I tell you, bookings are made as early as January? Bookings are usually made as early as January. They don't come for vacation. You know, the funny thing with you, Goga, when you go for a hotel, I'll find you with your laptop, with your phones.
These
people carry one phone. They've got the gadgets they have are cameras for the videos and those kind of, but they are not. You'll never find no, you never. I can tell you for free.
And I noticed because even they don't carry actually laptops and stuff, and even if they're a YouTuber, they dare not upload the video when they're on vacation. They'll deal with it when they go back home later on.
And you know, I find it funny, Go. Have you ever stared at someone here like for 30 minutes? You're just looking at him. 30 minutes. Someone just talking. 30 minutes. The way you watch your screen and you talk to yourself like, oh, that's what I'm finding. Now imagine this, and then you find them chasing until you'll find some of those Land Cruisers, they end up even hitting each other because everyone just wants to see the way the lion is killing. And you're like, what fascinates these people?
For you, you're like, what is this?
And once are those cameras of theirs, you hear that maybe this one has failed, has pulled another one. In fact, the minimum cameras these people work with are around 3 or 4. 3 or 4. You'll never find any person who's serious with one camera. No, never. 3 or 4. So they're just hanging. And when you go to their laptops, now they're merging those clips. It's amazing. Then you ask yourself, do you know this is Kenya? And you're like, someone cannot believe it.
Speaking of a cameraman, we have a camera guru coming in on the chat. Welcome, Dero Travels. Nice to see you. Chef Zed says, yes, I love nature and I always feel therapeutic around places like that. Being in the park, farm, or the seaside. And Eva Kika also agrees that that's her kind of therapy. And I like what you said about how places are booked like months in advance. Like somebody's coming on vacation at the end of the year, but they already booked it. They already know that they're going to be spending like a whole month on safari and stuff like that. For us, of course, as Eva Kika says, it is millions of dollars. We look at it as a source of revenue. But for somebody else, I like this angle you're bringing, that for somebody else, they look at it as a source of therapy. Now, for you as a safari guide, like you've met a lot of foreign people who are like here on vacation, going on safari. Paint for us a day in the life of a guide, just like when you're guiding people through this, and sometimes because it is home, you and I probably are like the same. Like we don't do this stuff, Kunguru. We don't go on vacation. We don't. I mean, we are in Kenya. Why would I go on safari and I'm in Kenya? We don't do safaris. Number one, and sometimes even the price point of, like, let's say going to the Mara, for example, it's not something that is available for most Kenyans, like who can easily afford, because you're like, oh my god, I'm going to pay that like for a night. That's like my salary or something in a month. For you as a guide or somebody who guides people through these experiences, just paint for us a day in your life. And what are some of your, because you get fascinated, you're like, somebody has just come with all these cameras and this is all they are focusing on. Because for you, you're like, maybe we need to move on to the next place. But for you, they want to enjoy this moment even for 30 minutes. And you have to let them do it. So talk to us about this idea of safari, and how has it been like an experience for you as well, being especially a local?
Thank you very much. That's a very nice, valid question. Actually, just points to note, I like telling people, these safaris are very, very affordable, and start small. Start with the local ones we have. The Kenyan Museum, just at Museum Road, is 200 shillings. There are snakes there. We've got the zebras. It's only 250 shillings. We've got the national park. It's only 250 shillings for Kenyan nationals. For foreigners, you have to multiply that by around 10 or 15. Next weekend, I'm going to Naivasha. I'm taking another team also. Just locals, actually. What I like, let me tell you something funny before I just jump into the question. After COVID, or during the COVID times, the rate of which Kenyans started going to the park went up. People came and discovered, like, oh, come on, this thing is cheap. Like, for instance, we are taking people from Naivasha for one day for 3,500. Give or take, you convert that into dollars, you're speaking around maybe 30 or 40. My maths might be bad. But if you do the calculation, it's worth it. Let me take you a quick one. It's around going, if you're using public means, it's around 500, that's 1,000 coming and going. Going to the Geo, that hotter water thing, you pay 1,100, so we are at 2,100. You need to pay a guide. The minimum per guide per head is around 500 shillings, so we are already at 3,000. So if you do the math, and there's a few snacks, these people will remain with 200 or 300 shillings per head. So going there is affordable. Again, just plan, because I started marketing these on my WhatsApp or at my social media pages like 2 months before. These things are not impromptu, like the ones for today. The one I went to Karura Forest, because it was just after church and the kids just said, let's go to this place. And I'm like, how much is it? 200 shillings. How much do I have? Okay, and they just bounce there. And you go there, you meet, you find a group of people, just as I told you, I like engaging people, foreigners, and they just start talking to them. Before you notice, hey, is this me the phone number? That's how you go, and that's how you create this contact. And apparently, I've noticed still settle, like, I have my own company I'm running. I do what you call brokers. We merge groups of people, then they go in one company. You see, you merge a group of people. Like, for example, here I can get Goga Tribe, maybe 3 or 4 people who right now tell me, oh, but they want to come to Naivasha. So I tell them, we merge them and put them all in one basket. And I've done that many times, many times, and it has really worked so well. So what's in the life or in a journey of someone who's doing? First and foremost, you need at least the bare minimum English and Swahili. That one you have to do.
Language, yeah.
Language is a barrier. And now, let me tell you something. Chinese and German, those people are making a killing. Someone has ever been called from retirement just because the German tourist said, I want Goga. And you told Goga retired, he said, I just want Goga. He's willing to pay double
for Goga to be in that safari.
You know those two museums. If I cannot see Goga, you can't refund back my money. And those Germans, they know their rights. Hey, they never played foreigner. Kenyans, it's when we started, I know my rights. Those people, they know it. It's at their fingertips. So they say, I want Goga. So one thing, you have to give the best of your ability. And if you don't know, tell them, I don't know.
Don't sugarcoat or try to...
You see, like for example, not there's a very close let me say is a classmate of mine were in high school, and it asked me the same question you asked me, and I told them, you just be real, tell them you don't know. Nowadays I see status, I'm telling him, like, you see, I told you, you just tell someone you don't know where that place is. Let's Google. Because let me tell you, foreigners, what they do, they assume you already know the itinerary. There's no time you start asking, like, hey, where are we going? No, you already know the itinerary.
You should have figured it out.
They already sent the itinerary at January. So what happens most of the time, they've sent a company, and maybe those companies don't have enough vehicles. Now, this is where we come in. They contact us, hey, Kunguru, can I get blah, 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 blah. As I told you, also hire normal cars. We call these saloon cars and whatnot, for people going for weddings and whatnot. So it's like a cabal. It's like a group of people where we meet, and then we try and come up with something. So they contact you. This is the itinerary. Plan yourself. Get the driver. Make sure your truck is in good shape. Everything, blah, blah, blah. Those nitty-gritties are usually there. Now the question is, where is the client going? The client is going to Mara. The client is going to Naivasha. The client is going to the central part of Kenya. The client is going to Savo, Majia Chumvi, etc. You have to know these particular places. Apart from that, just know the basic habitats of a lion. For example, basic knowledge. You'll never see a lion during the day. If you have to see a lion, you have to go there latest 6 a.m.
Very early in the morning.
Because right now they're hunting, most of them. Right now they're hunting. They like hunting at night. Now it's a cold season. Cold season, most of the animals walk in groups. That's why the wildebeest migration happens in July, August, September. See the way it's like a circle.
Yeah.
So right now, most tourists, the hotels are fully booked. In fact, right now, getting a kifaru, the minimum charge you'll get is around 30,000. The rates have gone up. Normally, it's around 20,000 to 25,000. Right now, they tell you point blank 30,000 and minimum 5 days, because the peak has started. You see, now where does language come in? Most foreigners, as much as they come, and let's say German has come and there's no one who knows German, at least most of them they know English, slightly of English. But I was shocked the other time. Was it an Italian? This person knew how to speak Kiswahili. And I was shocked. Yes, okay, the broken Kiswahili, I think they learned it, they're taught there, but I was shocked. Like, you hear the Muzuri sentence, you turn like, okay, did I hear a foreigner speak? Then I'm looking at it, and they're like, yeah, I know, you're shocked. And I'm like, so language has become, that's why, hands down, Tanzania, they are the side of Tanzania at the Serengeti, they have the biggest side of the park where the animals, but unfortunately, because of the language barrier, that's why we beat them. That's why their president made, actually, when you take tourists there, you leave them at the gate, then they proceed. You see, for example, the way I can take clients to Mara, and then they tell me I come and meet them at Namanga after 2 days because they're using that balloon thing. You not like a balloon thing.
Yeah, the hot air balloon or something.
Yeah, so they tell you we'll meet you on the other side. So you have to drive all the way, come to Rongai, blah blah blah, or maneuver all the way to. But for Tanzania, you can't do that. You leave them, then they tell you now you've entered the land of Tanzania. From here, they take it. Now, because of language barrier, they're buying Kenyans. Kenyans are it's like you got employed with them. So that's where now they come in. A lot of Kenyans have gone there because of good money. They're getting good money. Yeah, hot air balloon, that's the name, the hot air balloon. So that's the name. So you'll find that you have to know this kind of thing. Apart from that, know the history of a place. Why the name Masai Mara? Why the national park? Why Nairobi? Nairobi means clean waters. Tell us the history about Nairobi. You have to know. Once you start engaging with this foreigner, the very minute they've entered your car, they open up. In fact, most of them will tell you, I'm going to Naivasha, but you don't have to go there so quickly. Can you make the trip more interesting? So before they even leave the bypass area, you shall have finished almost 3 hours. Before you even reach the Kikuyu bypass, you shall have already finished 3 hours. By the time you're getting to, what do you call that, where people take photos? Nowadays I just pass them because
the Rift Valley, the viewpoint.
Yes, the viewpoint. You finish another 1 hour. Have you ever find yourself, you find these people standing there, and when you go to find them, you can't even stand there for 20 minutes. Yes,
they literally or even drive past. Or you don't even see.
Because there's nothing for you. Need to know the KBC, whatever used to be there. You need to know a bit history, why the land went down is because the tetrahedral, those who did geography. You need to know these things. Why I like telling people nowadays, befriend technology. All this information is just right there on your phones.
Yeah.
Befriend this technology. Because for them, they want the story to flow. You see, they want the story to flow. They want the story to flow. They want the story to flow. A giraffe, how do you calculate the years of a giraffe? The years are not calculated like at the hours 1, 2, 3. Theirs have got a different cycle. When is the mating time? For example, a lot of people, I'm sure even you, I'll just say maybe you never knew, a lot of mating of animals usually happens between March, April, and May. From the cats to the dogs to the wild animals, usually happen that time. You'll hear a lot of cats during that March, April, May, the mating time, apparently. So you have to know these things. That's why the wildebeest, most of them, if they're taking like 3 or 4 months before while they're moving that migration, a lot of them, the cubs usually die during that time. You have to know these things. Yani, these are, you just, you throw them around. You have to throw them around. Like you have to know, for example, you don't know if it's a leopard or it's a cheetah. Definitely you have to know. If it's a single one, that's a leopard, definitely. Leopards hunt alone. If it's a group, even before you come and confirm, I know that's a cheetah. Apart from that, at close range. Yeah, cheetahs hunt to the group. Leopard, they never hunt to the group. Leopard are alone. And furthermore, you'll never see for you to know a leopard is somewhere, hey, you have to go to the Nairobi National Park. For you to spot a leopard, it might be even top of you and you guys don't know. Fence. You trust me, you can't. It can, they say a leopard goga can sit somewhere for even 5 hours just studying you. It studies. At the very minute it unleashes itself.
That's my spirit animal right there.
The very minute it unleashes itself and pounces, it can never miss its target. A leopard can take even several hours just monitoring.
So, collecting receipts.
And it has camouflaged there. So you have to know. For example, you'll find some people saying, "This is the leopard." You're like, you can't see the leopard. You can't see it's at the top of the toppest of the top. You will take even 5 minutes just look until you see it, and it can't move. Someone will say it's not there, and it does not even move. Leave alone a cheetah will carry its head and look at you and continuously. It cannot even shake. That's the nature of it. It is totally camouflaged, like you can't even see it with the plain eyes because it's timing, or it's just maybe it's meditating or doing its own thing. That's why you'll find a lot of foreigners, they've taken like 1 hour. So these are some of the things you have to know. So the life of someone who's guides language, you have to know a little bit of that. Definitely, you have to know how to take care of a car. You have to know how to drive a car, basically. Because rarely will you find, not unless it's a big bus, we call them the cruisers, the coasters, where there's a driver and there's a guide. But most of the time, these cruisers, it's only the driver. You have to know how to take care of a car, how to change. Because, okay, you might know everything to do animals, but you don't know how to drive. You don't know how to change the wheels of a car. You're irrelevant. Yeah. No one.
Yeah, so when the car stalls, then it now becomes a problem. You have a very interesting set of questions on the chat.
Okay, just shoot them.
Yeah, let me start with the first one. So Eva Kika was asking, what time is it best to watch the hunts? I think this is when you're talking about the lions hunting.
The lion, actually, if you want to see the lion in any park, you have to go before 6 a.m. You see, right now,
just like right now, that's like very early in the morning, like at 5, 4 o'clock.
In fact, any guide will tell you, for example, if right now you connect with one, they'll tell you, they know the time. By 4, I'm at their doorstep. You know why? Right now, they're hunting and stalking them somewhere. They're hunting. It's hunting time. They're hunting. Then, maybe if it's hunting, chances are maybe they've got small cubs. That's why they're stalking them. Or maybe, these people, I don't know how I will tell you. They reason like someone who's, they're thinking of what if I'll miss tomorrow. So, if it's a big crowd of their prey, they hunt quickly and stalk. They hunt quickly and stalk. They stab them somewhere. They hunt. So, this is the time they're hunting. Unfortunately, right now, it's most dangerous because for you to be following them up to this time, you must have been in the park from maybe afternoon hours. Because you might be their prey and you don't know. A wild animal is a wild animal. You may be the dinner. Yeah, because let me tell you how these people hunt. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that once you start studying animals, they've got the most amazing character ever. These people reason like you, Goga. They bait you. You see, once the king does not, the male lion does not hunt, not unless it is a big animal. Most of the time, they usually don't hunt. It is the female that hunts. The lionesses, then he comes, have his share, then blah blah blah. So, first foremost, they've already identified that's where their prey are. So what they do, those who are fast are the ones that will charge ahead. That those who know is taking a sweep or pouncing, they go round. You see the way they're reasoning like human beings. They don't just attack. No, those things do not attack. So they make sure you are in the middle. So as I'm telling you, you can't go at night, because chances are you might end up being you've had that song where the hunter becomes the hunted one, or whatever they say. So you have to be very keen. For those people who will be taking cameras of them right now, they've started following them maybe as from 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Like now they're inside the park, which nowadays most of the parks are discouraging, because there have been incidents where someone was caught. I think someone was beaten or something like that. But they can't bring it on social media because of safety and precaution purposes. So you have to go very early in the morning. Again, when you get a park, there's a day another client of ours actually made me laugh. Park is only 4 or 5 hours. If you go to the one that drive in, even in the Mara, you can't go to the park at 6 a.m. and at 2 a.m. you're still there. It is tiresome. It's usually 6 or 7 hours at most. Okay, from 5, by the time it's even 9, most of you will be telling the driver, we want to go. We want to go, because chances are it is too hot, or the drives. Leave alone this. You guys are driving in tarmac road. If you're driving in the park, it is the most uncomfortable drive ever. That's why those cars are usually more of steel. So that you're like, okay, I've had enough. Because most of the time they've seen the lion or the ridicule has been made. The lions are at a certain place, so it's rushing. So it's not like a comfortable ride. So imagine you've gone, then you're no, they've changed, they've gone. So most of the time, 4 hours, 5 hours, and you're done with the park. The best time is the morning hours. If you're going to go in the afternoon maybe during the wildebeest migration, or maybe just want to go and look at the giraffes, the hippos when they're sunbathing. But the lions, the leopard, it has to be very early. Any park ranger will tell you, very early in the morning. You go there at 5, you'll find a big traffic of cars at the entrance of the park, and you'll be wondering, what time does these people wake up? So if I think I've answered, you have to go very early.
Welcome, Toxic Vibes. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. That's an amazing artist all the way from, is it Canada? Welcome, Toxic. I see Zelen Cooking Paradise. Thank you so much for coming in. Toxic, I'm great. I'm having an amazing time here, just having a chat with my brother, SMS. And guys, SMS is also live. In case you're not yet connected to him, click on the pinned link on top of the chat. It will take you over to his live stream. The Empowering Generation says, SMS, this is a topic after my heart. And Empowering Generation loves traveling. She loves like safaris. This is literally like what she loves doing. And I think it has, I don't know, she's my ex-colleague, so I know her and her safaris. And now sometimes, I think she was not cut out to work. She was cut out to just be traveling and enjoying life. You can see she struggles. It's a very big dilemma for her. Do I travel or do I start sitting down to work? And she says, she's laughing at how you are calling the Lions people very naturally, like these people. It's like, did she just call the Lions people? And, or what did I hear? Daryl Travis is asking a very nice question. Do you encourage local tourism? And I think this is what you're talking about, local tourism. And I like what you said. We don't look at it from the lens of the foreign people, but we start. I like how you gave an example. Start even with the museum at 200 shillings, which is like about $2 or something. You told us to start at that basic level, and it becomes an experience. But in terms of local tourism, I don't know what is your take on it, and I agree with Dorio's question. We don't. Do you think locally we travel enough as Kenyans?
Someone once said, that's a very nice question. Someone once said that if you want to know your house is the best place, go to your neighbor's house and just sleep there for one day. I'm sure, Goga, the way you travel a lot, you miss your house, you miss your bed, right?
Yeah.
Most of it, just miss your bed. So that's it. In Nairobi alone, for those who are coming from Nairobi, the sites are many. It doesn't have to be animals that are there. We've got Snake Park, Giraffe Center, Mamba Village for the crocodiles and the alligators. Oh, sorry, no alligators, crocodiles. We've got where there are monkeys. We've got where there are butterflies. We've got where there are bats. We've got where there are tortoises.
Yeah.
So, local. What I'll say, start just start embracing the local local areas. It's very, very okay, because I feel so offended, but now there's a big change. I feel so offended when you go to a park and out of 10 people, 7 of them are foreigners. Like today, I was another friend of mine, I was shocked. Out of 10 people that I met, 7 of them were from one ethnic community. I was like, wow, these people have really embraced this. And you drop your ears and you hear what they're saying. Next Sunday I'm going to Arboretum. I'm going to the national park. And I'm like, wow, I now like it. It's not a foreigners thing. Goga, trust me. Once you know therapy, if you want natural, free of charge therapy, the most therapeutic, even swimming is therapy. Just go to the park. Just go to any park. I was asking myself the same way I'm asking you, what do people, you find someone gazing at an animal for a whole hour. For example, a snake is sleeping. It's not even doing it. They don't know even you guys are there. You're not even, the only thing they tell you, you're not even seeing the head, but people are there with camera. So I'm like, okay, it's a form of therapy. So once you start going to this kind of local places that we have, or we call them domestic tourism, you expound your own knowledge, you expound your own mind, your own piece of. It's not only getting to know animals, it's just expounding everything that is within your soul. You'll find, like, why do people go for football matches? Have you ever do you attend these local football matches?
No.
Those are the most.
I'm horrible with crowds. Yeah.
You're horrible with crowds. Those are the most therapeutic sessions ever, because you get to shout. Right now, if you shout, people will be like, are you mad? But during football time, I came to understand, let them shout out, because they're using out the energy. There's too much energy. The way people dance, like my favorite club, Gor Mahia, they will go and shout and make those noise. You are leaving everything. When Monday comes, you start it when you're very fresh.
You're ready.
Your mind is very fresh. You're like, I'm ready and looking forward to this. So I'll definitely encourage 100%. I'll advocate for it. The domestic stroke local tourism.
All right. Very interesting questions. Thank you so much, Toxic. I like the conversation we are having. Again, I like your questions. You guys are actually engaging SMS. I hope you are subscribed to his channel as well, because it's important you go and connect him. You will be able to see these animals, because sometimes he normally gives us a taste of these animals on his channel. Miss Bailey is saying, God willing, she would love to visit the safari with your tour. So there's a business right here that you can follow up by Miss Bailey Official. My sister all the way from the States. So thanks so much, Miss Bailey. And then David, of course, David being David, I was scared that it's going to be an okra question, but it appears to be something else. Are you saying that if I speak Swahili, I will pay less than a foreigner? I am in. The good thing with David can pass for a Kenyan until he speaks. So we have to make sure that he shuts up the entire time and not say anything, and then we say he cannot talk. Because the moment he speaks and his accent comes out, that's the end of that charade.
Unfortunately, you have to work with your identification card. It's actually mandatory, except for kids who are below 18, and you have to prove also they are Kenyans, either by birth certificate or some form of documentation. So it's not about how many languages you can speak if you're a foreigner. It's just about the paperwork. They're trying to make. Okay, those are that uproar that I'll say they're expensive, but some battles, if you can't beat them, just join them. Foreigners are being charged a leg and an arm. That one I'll say for sure, but they're still paying it. So I was like, Kume, you've been underpaying this. That's why I came and asked myself, Kume, you've been underpaying these people, because somebody will be like, how come you're paying 200 and I'm paying 3,000 Kenya shillings? But it's fine. The queue is still there. So I'm like, so we've been underpaid, because I've never had someone who reached the park and they've said they're not getting in because of the pricing. Never. So actually, it's not a matter of language or ethnicity. Actually, you just have to have your national ID. So for Kenyans, the locals, it's easy peasy lemon squeeze.
So David, there is no way David is going to start pretending here that he's speaking Swahili. He tries though. I think David speaks a lot of Swahili on his live stream. He knows how to say asante. He knows how to ask for things. There's a time I was actually very impressed. I'm like, oh my God, David speaks a lot. David has been hanging around us for too long that he's speaking Swahili now. That's amazing. David Njoroge, welcome. Toxic. Oh my God, Toxic, I'm so happy for you. Your son is finally talking. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. You guys must be happy. Andrea, thanks so much for coming in. Chef Zed is laughing at David, and David is trying to like David. David, why are you like this? Yeah, we have to earn that foreign currency. For you being an American, SNS, what is the most rewarding part of your job? Like, what is it that after the guests, after like the guests are leaving your hands, what is that one thing that you're always so you just feel like, I am glad that these people passed through my hands on this safari or on this tour? What is that thing that makes you feel very fulfilled? I know, and I know it's not. I know you're going to be modest. It does not need to be them. Of course, I know money. Of course, money is part of the job and everything. But I know there's that fulfillment that comes beyond money. So yeah.
One of the major things that I was taught on also my other job is that for you to say that you've had a sale or you've actually made it in a sale as a circulation is that I've sold for you an item, you've received the best customer service, you've come back for another one, you've picked again, and you've given me a referral. Once I get that referral and that chain is completed, now I know I've had a sale. When you serve these clients to the best of your knowledge, most of them just tell you, oh, we'll come back again, blah, blah, blah. I've met clients out of clients that were referred to me. I don't know if you're understanding. For example, Goga is running a company of tours and you're short of cars and you've called me and I've come. Most of those clients, they don't know these things. Like we just came and salvaged the situation. If I treat this client well and then they go and give a referral to another client who comes now directly to me, I feel like, wow, I've made a sale. Why am I saying so? Because there come a times are very hard, like January and February. There are those people you'll find that maybe when these people are coming, not all of them could have left the office. So they send them directly to you. They tell them that just go and look for Goga. He's the one who organized everything. So it feels like, wow, these people have you in mind. That is one. Two, it's also the financial bit of it, definitely. Foreigners, the dollar is the one that is actually converting the world as you're speaking. So most of them, apart from the normal, apart from the normal package you get, most foreigners nowadays are very smart. They know very well if they go and do the exchange of their dollars or their pounds, whatever, at the airport there when they're checking out, they'll be under charge. So they tell you, do you know somewhere where I can get a better deal? Let me tell you, these foreigners are very skewed also. So definitely you'll take them someplace there. Maybe because of their timeline on their flight catch and whatnot. Some of them will tell you, do this, because I don't have, you just take that money. I'll sort you out later. Some days you find yourself are going to exchange, you're being given 50,000 Kenya shillings, and they're like, okay, what are you going to do with it? So because you have their contacts, you follow them by email, and they tell you maybe just back it here, just keep it for there's some form of trust you get to build. Yes, I will not lie. There have been one or two cases where most of the drivers or the guides have misbehaved, but that's usually handled at the most amicable way. But many a times, rarely will I hear that a certain client or a certain a foreigner or a tourist has said that ABCD happened to me, and I'm rarely will hear. Most of them are usually like, oh, this is the best. And let me tell you, before I forget, most of these foreigners, when they just set foot in Kenya, do you know the first drink they ask for Goga?
Is it Tusker?
Definitely.
Tusker.
They just tell you, I want a Tusker. I want Tusker.
Yeah, Biel did an amazing job marketing that beer as the country's drink.
And apart from that, let me tell you something that I discovered, and a lot of people don't know. The Maasai. Do you know, across the globe, you go to any country in this world, you see a Maasai, you see Kenya. Maasai don't come even from Tanzania or any other place. A lot of people don't know that. That's why they're usually at the airport. The way those people jump, foreigners can finish even they can end their trip if need be at the airport. They're like, that's someone who's jumping. They only see them in movies. Now this person,
yes.
and then they're making those sounds. They're like, oh my goodness.
And then the typical fabric, even when
Yes.
Speedos in the country
Why
like
did
the
you
other day.
remember? Do you remember the clothing that he had? It was the Masai
Yeah.
regalia.
It was the Masai regalia, yeah. It was very.
So we are celebrating ourselves as a nation. I'm telling you, that's the most. You feel like, oh my goodness. Have you ever like had a very bad? You're thirsty, and then you just take a cold soda or a cold water. Then you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the feeling. So the feeling is very, very awesome.
I like that there's something you say there that is very important, and it also just reflects even in terms of our relationships that we make even as brands. You know, we are creating something even on these YouTube platforms. It's like there's a silent contract in form of trust. Trust will be able to guarantee you future business. Trust will be able to guarantee you a future interaction. You treat somebody well when they're in this foreign country, in their words, they will refer you somewhere and you'll get your second business and maybe the third business and so on. And a relationship establishes itself out of that. So I really like that dimension that you've given in terms of just being able to win their trust. And that already, of course, keeps things going. I like the regalia you're wearing. I don't know if you can tilt your laptop a bit, because speaking of the Masai and your outfit, you're totally branded there. Are those like shells you're wearing or things?
Yes.
Oh, wow. You can see the Kenyan flag in there. I can see the outfit. I can see the shells. Yeah.
You have to. I'm proud Kenyan. Yeah. I'm a proud Kenyan.
I like that. Mary says, Goga, is the host your brother? You look alike. Yes, you've never known that. That's my brother for sure. SMS, can you come to the screen so that they can see you very well? Yeah, we are brothers. Yeah, you can see we are brothers. Yeah, Mary, yes. The host is my brother. He's definitely my brother from another mother for sure. In Kenya, but we are all like from the same country, and it's an amazing time. I get asked this a lot by the SMS. I get asked this a lot by people. People always see you and then they're like, okay, was that your brother at the Sunday service or something? And I'm like, yes, he was my brother. And then I say from another mother. Yeah, definitely my brother. The resemblance is striking. That is also from Empowering Generations. Yes, he's my brother, and I like how we all shaped. So, you look at the way our hair like all look clean and stuff. And I like how we are all Africanized. We are representing the continent. We are all wearing African outfits. Ragas, leave me alone. Yeah, the world of Ragas, leave me. And great show, by the way, on Friday. Thank you so much for that. Beautiful. And once again, guys, if you're not yet connected to our SMS, please make sure that you're part of this channel. The link is pinned on top of my chat. We are discussing what safari guides wish every tourist to know before visiting Kenya. That is the topic, and we are exploring different things. He has talked about the animals. You can see when he gets, you see how he gets excited when he talks about animals, he even calls them people. And then he has talked about also like in terms of just what it takes to be a great guide even to the guests, at least who you are handling. The other questions I want to ask, especially around this, is your mastery of Kenya. I like what you gave us very nice tips about the leopard, how it's very difficult to spot the leopard. But let's talk about our country for a bit, because you've branded yourself very well as a Kenyan, an apologetic Kenyan. What do you wish everyone, like people like David Antia now, they're planning to get even Kenyan passport. Miss Bailey Official who wants to come here. Maybe maybe Toxic Vibes, our artists who is in Canada but may want to visit. David Njoroge, of course, is ours. David, you know Kenya, but David, have you been to the Mara? Because David I've only been to the Mara once, and it's because I was going for work. And I can tell I did not even get to tour because I think I was just in one spot for the 2 days I was there. But what do you wish everyone who is visiting Kenya for the first time knew? And I know iShowSpeed, Magical Kenya did an amazing job with iShowSpeed in terms of how he profiled the country. I was even impressed because I was learning about some things by watching iShowSpeed's live stream about Kenya. Can you imagine? Like, I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen that. Like, it was fascinating for me, and yet I am here. But what are some of those things that you wish everyone knew before they came to this country, from your experience?
If sorry, actually, also that's another valid, very valid question. I'll answer it, or will answer it to the best, simplest form. First things first, Aisho Speed, we are grateful for his coming. Actually, our culture was very well marketed outside there. Nothing more, nothing less. Just awesome. He went to the carnival grounds, etc. Along with Matatu culture, also. Those are some of the sites people should visit. Don't go look at animals. Go to the CBD every Sunday. For those who come from Nairobi and the Nation Center area. Therapy is there, let me tell you. Go. Just sit in your car and wait. Kids come there and do the funny stunts you can never. Those people with their cars that they've boosted them, they do very funny stunts, actually. We thank the county of Nairobi, actually, has made that street all the way. I've forgotten the name. All the way from New Stanley to the Nation Center. They've been doing very smart stunts. Young kids doing very nice things and whatnot. So, back to the question, actually. Aisho Speed went looking for Allah. You notice that he never saw them, actually, because of the timing. If Akika was still there, that's what I was telling you.
Yes.
You remember they seated somewhere for like 3 or so hours. Okay, I'm not
waiting.
Quite sure. Just waiting, because they're already full. The sun is up there. All the animals are also hiding. When it's too sunny, the animals you can find are the snakes who are now trying to look for shelter, or maybe those who strayed a bit. So you have to know what particular time. That's why you have to, like, apart from going online, you have to give your itinerary. When are you coming? So then you'll be told. For example, don't go to the Mara and expect to go and see the elephants there. Mara, Mojali, maybe the leopard, and a few lions here and there.
Yeah.
You have to know which park offers them. Okay, not that they're not there, but for easy identification, because it will be quite unfair if you go to the Mara, you've paid a few dollars here and there, and you don't see the Big Five. Quick one. How many of us know the Big Five? Maybe they can put it on the comment section there. Do you know? Google will be surprised. Some people don't know the Big Five. The Big Five comprises of 5 animals, as the name is just saying. So it's good when you go to the park, you have to know what you're going to look for, because the guide usually gives you the do's and don'ts before you even enter the car itself. Like, don't come out of the car, no littering on the ground. Some of them will tell you no shouting. You have to be very silent. In case any animal or a lion jumps on top of the truck, just stay calm. They won't do anything, because the closer they get to you, the more their vision is usually impaired. That's why you'll find sometimes you've seen them when they jump on top of the car, they take the time, they're still using their sense of smell. The sense of smell.
Wow.
Use the sense of smell. Mostly, okay, I don't know if it's still there, they discourage those people who've come from hospital, or those people who are hurt or they're open wounds, because once they just have that blood.
Yeah.
Now they get the ball game shit, but rarely will you get that. So mostly, the more they come closer to you, the more they call. I don't know about the the history or the biological of their eyesight. They tend not to see well. I don't know if it's. I usually don't know most of these things. Everyone has got their own theory around it. So there's a do's and don'ts you're told before you even enter the car. You've not even boarded. You've not even entered the park. So they'll tell you what they're going to see. They have to tell you, like, this, if it's Nairobi National Park, what you'll get at the National Park, maybe at the lions, a few rhinos here and there, no hippos. So don't go to Nairobi National Park, expect to see hippopotamus. Definitely not. Those people who want to see elephants. You remember, unfortunately, the biggest, oldest elephant that died actually in Tsavo. He was under 24-hour surveillance. Apparently, also, I had another one just passed away. I think, was it 2 days or 3 days ago? You have to know where to go and find. Those ones are usually found. Most of the time, they're usually on your way to Mombasa. That's the down part of the Tsavo and the likes. You have to know. They're called the red dust elephants. You have to know when to come and see them. If you want the best flamingos, don't go to the Mara. Flamingos are usually in Naivasha. So you have to, you have to, like, first tell this individual what you want to come and see. If you want to see those that are caged, now definitely find them in Nairobi, or in Nyahururu, or the central part, or in Kisumu. They're those we call those parks that where you can just walk in. You don't drive. You have to know the difference. There's a drive-through, there's a nature walk. The ones that you can just walk in and look at them, they're called nature. You just walk and see they're caged. But drive-through meaning you have to, there's a driver, there's a tour guide who's taking you through. So those do's and don'ts, you have to be told first which kind of animals you're going to see. Let me tell you, like today, the park they've usually written, do not feed the animals. I don't know again what happened in Kenya. Someone is having a banana because you are born, you're told a monkey eats bananas, you want to give it a banana. Before you notice it, the monkey came, grabbed the phone plus the banana. Now she's you wonder. Before you notice, then that's
you should say iPhone so that they can get serious about it, because when the monkey goes with the iPhone.
Yes. Now, Koga, sometimes I ask myself, okay, what were you expecting? And then the park, you're not supposed to shout. That's why most of the times when you see people out there, all you keep on hearing the twitching or the clicking of the camera. Have you ever asked yourself why these people usually whisper? And they've even
SMS. Let me just take you back. You asked a question on the chat and you got an answer. So the World of Rugged says that he has seen the big five in real life.
Yes, the number one.
And then Empowering Generation said all the big five. I don't know that this is the correct answer: lion, leopard, buffalo, rhino, and elephant. And then Miss Bailey said that I don't know the big five at all. So there's a learning lesson right here. So, and I think I tried to endeavor to, and even Anastasia tried to help with the big five: elephant, lion, buffalo, rhino, and leopard. So Anastasia, I think, and Njoroge is also answering: buffalo, lions, elephant, leopard, and rhino. Okay. Ajoy says the red dust elephants, my friends, they are huge. And Ajoy is next. Ajoy is next to Savo, so I know why he's talking about elephants.
Definitely.
So Savo is literally Ajoy's home. Please, can you educate people on these big five? Are they the ones I've projected on the screen?
Yes, they are. They are correct. You're correct. Definitely. We'll start with the buffalo or buffalo, potato, buffalo. Some people came to actually notice that is Joey after the demise of Raila. We shall call it a Joey. The reason behind that name is because the buffalo will charge at anything, at any time, at any cost. Actually, I call these people because the buffalo practices what you call the 48 laws of power. I think it's rule number 5 or 7, where defend your name like your life depends on it. A buffalo will charge you any day, any time, without hesitation. Hence, that's why the late Raila Amolo Odinga was calling it Joey. Like it fears nothing. We bait a leopard, beat a cheetah.
SMS. Do you know? It's very interesting. When I visited India, a buffalo is a domestic animal in somebody's home.
Yes.
I was about to run away, and they had to stop me. Literally, they said he's not going to charge it. I'm like, no, we don't interact with buffaloes at home. It's a wild animal. It's one of the big five. You literally are not supposed to be interacting with a buffalo, but somebody was literally petting a buffalo that was just lying in the compound. And I'm like, this is insane. So...
you see, Goga, once they've already been domesticated, they don't become a bit, that bad or that big charging. Because what makes them charge like that is because that's the nature. It's survival for the fittest. You've seen even those animals that are caged. Once they're let out to go and fend for themselves, most of them end up dying. Because they're used to be fed, they're used to be protected, they're caged, not unless it's a nursing period, maybe it was injured. But again, also, sometimes you'll hear some parks, they take care of them. Some parks will say, let nature take its course, even if it's injured. But on a case-to-case, if those, mostly the rhinos, if the white one, the black ones, maybe they're injured during a fight, they're usually caged because we need to preserve them. And like the black rhino, unfortunately, I was part of some people when the only white African rhino passed away.
Oh yeah, that was sad for the country.
Yeah, it was sad for the country actually, and also there's a time 8 of them passed away. I felt so bad, and the big mistake they made is by transferring them from another, let me call it a forest or another area to a different area, because there are a lot of changes. So For if once it's domesticated, they tend to lose. I don't know what happens. Even for lions that are domesticated, once they're let out there in the jungle, they don't survive so much because they're not used to be fending for themselves. They're not used to be protecting themselves. Because also lions, they're hunted by the hyenas. If the hyenas find a lion, which is as you can see in your picture, their lion is self-explanatory. The one with a lot of fur on its neck. Once it is being found that is sleeping around somewhere alone, the male one mostly, rarely will you find the female. They never walk alone, but the male one most of the time you'll find it alone. Maybe because it has been pushed out of the habitat, or it has been pushed out of that kind of family, because either there's a new king who wants to claim the throne. Most of the time they're usually weak or old. Lions, hyenas, they get that. And the bad thing with hyenas and jackals, hyenas eat you while you're still alive. Even jackals. Mostly jackals, the jackal, leave alone even the hyenas. The jackals, they bite you when you're still alive. They don't eat dead food. They don't eat carcasses, unlike all the hyenas. So that's the lion. The leopard, as I told you, is self-explanatory. Any day you don't know to differentiate the leopard and the cheetah. A leopard walks alone. It will
a cheetah is always part of a group.
Yes, a cheetah will always be. There's no day a cheetah will be alone. Unfortunately, let me also take you back a bit. One of the wonders of the world happened the other day. I think it was during last year. Was it on August or November? I'm not quite sure. Something new happened. In fact, I saw it also trending on the social media. The leopard and the cheetah were in the same place. Something that does not rarely happen. And apparently that leopard went and killed the cheetah. I think I have it. I have a clip of it. I have another friend of mine. Something happened. It was one of the most amazing things that has never happened. That tells you the way the leopard is very fierce. It took its time and saw the cheetah passing. I don't know how these things happen. Rarely will you find the leopard and the lion in the same radius of like 10 or 50 kilometers. No. Rarely will you find. All of them have to be on the hunt. But this one, how it came to happen, I just say that's nature taking course. So, how do you differentiate a leopard from a cheetah? Definitely, as I said, a leopard walks alone, the cheetah walks in a group. The leopard, the tail is usually very long. The cheetah, the tail is not that long. The cheetah, we call it has got crying tears.
Crying, that distinct.
Yes, that distinct. There's also crying tears. Now, you have to know that once it just looks at you, and also the leopard has got a crotchet, like in a crotchet is like it's not like a circle, and a cheetah it's like a circle with like a dot. So for the leopard it's incomplete. It's an incomplete one. Now that's the complexion. It's incomplete. So number one, I'll start again, is the walking in groups. That's one way you can differentiate it. The tail of a leopard is usually very long, unlike that one for the cheetah. The cheetah has got those, we call them crying tears, which is black. Yeah. So that one will be, once you don't see them in any of those two cuts, definitely you know how to differentiate them. Then the crotchet is the skin pattern or design. For the leopard, is it's like halfway crotchet, something they call it crotchet, the layman's language. But for the cheetah, it's like a circle and like a spot on it. Then last but not least, a leopard does not have its meal on the ground. A leopard does not have its meal on the ground. A leopard usually have its meal on top of trees. It can never have its meal on the ground. In fact, most of the time, most leopards, they even end up forgetting that they had a meal on top of the ground. So you'll find some of the hyenas and jackal, they are actually because they're feeling they're smelling the smell of the carcass, but they can't reach out. And apparently, do you know the leopard is also afraid of the hyenas? Maybe it placed the carcass there or the food that then went and hunt again. But now when coming back, the hyenas are down there waiting. So they try to shake the tree, they try to do all this kind of thing, but nothing happens. That's a way of differentiating the leopard. Then we have the elephant. Oh my goodness. This one, yes. The elephant is the mother of all. A very nice wild animal. If they decide to how do you say? They decide to accommodate you guys, they can accommodate you guys. If they decide not to accommodate you guys, then definitely they will never accommodate you guys. What am I trying to say? I've been in the park some days. We were with a group of people, and it started charging. I'm telling you, that driver tried to drive that car until some of us said, no, this car is very slow. Muguu niponye, let my feet save me. And you know, while it's charging, it's blowing trumpet. The reason of blowing its trumpet is to confuse you. So when it is blowing its trumpet, all the others come. Now you're just seeing dust. You don't know where they're coming from.
Jeez.
And these people, when they decide, so I'm calling them people, these animals, when they decide to charge, casualties or fatalities might be reported. So all the time, that's why the guide usually give you precautions before you enter the park. In case, you know, you see the same way you see leopards and lions walk past you. You can't bring that nonsense to elephants. Elephants and rhinos and buffaloes. Those nonsense you can't bring to them. Then they'll charge that car. I've seen someone else's Prado that was, I was wondering why. And it was a KD something. Let me not say the full numbers. But elephant, they don't joke. In fact, if their cubs are within the range or the mother is about to give birth, that's the most dangerous time ever when it comes to these wild animals. And when it's about to give birth, or maybe the cub is stuck somewhere, oh my goodness, they'll blow that trumpet until the guards, now the rangers come and rescue it. So they have to sedate it fast because the mother will think you guys are going to poach it. So there's usually it's like a chameleon. An elephant can just change within the fraction of a second, and before you notice, everyone is helter-skelter. That's why most of the rangers are being told, when you see elephant, give it a range of 2 or 3 kilometers. And you see the way people try to face their tracks towards the lions and what? Elephants, you face the opposite direction, like you are ready to go. Because, you know, let me tell you something with the park rangers, Goga. When people are going to take photos, you're being told do not go off the roads, right? But human beings, because we want to get the best of the best pictures and angle pictures, all of you are now into a, you know, elephants are in between trees. And maybe, God forbid, the kid was sleeping somewhere, and the mother sensed that, oh my God, those are tracks that are coming. You know, those cars also appear to be like animals that are hunting them. So it starts charging and making up. And you guys, you only saw that one. Kumbe, there are around 4 of them somewhere. You are thinking it's a hill or it's like a mountain. You know, most of them are red. They resemble the mountain, the small hills and whatnot. So during that confusion, I've seen cars knocking each other. I've seen people shouting because you even forget where the road is because the whole place is too dusty. And they charge so badly that it can cause a confusion.
Possibly, I like what Hadwe, because as I told you, Hadwe has grown near elephants at the Savo, and Hadwe says, I fear elephants, by the way. As a young man, I saw many of my villagers killed by these beasts.
Yeah. Yes. It charges so badly. You see, the advantages of a rhino when it charges, it's not that big, it's not that huge. You can manage to. But an elephant, oh my goodness, I will never want, because it causes, you know, that if you've ever had this thing going, that trumpet blowing it confuse. If a normal car, just the ones with big horns, can confuse you while driving, imagine this one. It is coming and you don't know, you know, the way it's blowing its trumpet, it's calling the others, so you don't know from which direction they're coming.
They're going to come from.
And it causes a confusion where people have seen old people shouting and crying and start to pray God. Like, they even tell you, let's end this trip, let the trip end. That's enough. I've had enough. And the rangers tell them, no, that's the joy of the park. You see, so that's another thing. Now, last but not least, the rhino. The rhino, it's not that bad, not unless it's within its baby. Most of the time, you'll find them sleeping, basking. They've got more or less the same characteristic with the hippopotamus all the time, because you know the rhino, they eat vegetation, so there's nothing much out of it. Why most of the time you cannot identify an elephant? Because they're in between trees. They eat a lot of twigs.
Yeah.
They eat a lot of twigs. Yeah. Now, the leopard has several times tried to hunt the elephant, but it cannot, because the leopard is usually alone. So the leopard feeds more on the young ones, the cubs, or the gazelles and the antelope and those small ones. But the food for the lion is usually the the small babies for the wildebeest, the small cubs for the buffalo, etc. For the, a lot of people do not know what this kind of wild animals eat. So they ask you, what does the rhino hunt? The rhino does not hunt, and they usually fall. Very many times they fall into the hands of the prey because they like sleeping a lot. I don't know the theory behind it, but rhinos like sleeping. You see, like the way hippopotamus just like the water, they can spend their whole week just inside that water because of the body temperatures, then the thick skin. So basically, that's how you can differentiate them. But now there are other cats in the family of cats. There are very many cats.
Before you get to the cats, just to make sure that at least no one is lost. First of all, let me thank the World of Ragas for the blessing. Good evening, distinguished guest, President. For some reason, Ragas thinks that you look like Eddie Murphy, and one of his questions he was asking was, "How does it feel like looking like an American superstar?" So, SMS. I don't know that you've ever been asked that. Is
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, yeah, by any of the foreigners that you interact with. But thank you so much, the World of Ragas, for that blessing. And
They
then, so this is a question he was asking you: how does it feel to look similar to a Hollywood star? That's the question you've been asked. Yeah. And then David Njoroge says that he has been to the Masai Mara twice. Best experience ever. Let me say that with an accent. And then Miss Bailey says, Aisho Speed Kenya visit was amazing, especially the Maasai tribe. And then David always has to be asking all these interesting questions. Giraffe is not part of the big five? I am shocked. A giraffe is not part of the big five? Just asking. Anyway, and then David, a giraffe is tall. It may not be. Anyway, we are coming to why it's called the big five anyway. And then Anastasia says, there is someone who came on my live stream and asked me whether I have a lion in my compound. I hope you told them yes. Yes, even me, I have like 3 lions. I feed them here every morning. They're always having breakfast with me. Yeah. Anastasia, I hope you told them that yes, you do have 3 lions roaming around in the compound. And then David is asking, I'm trying to help the host with this question. Which of the big 5 eats okra? David, get out of this live stream. Don't you have to be driving back home or something? David, can you focus in church? That is the end of your questions for the Sunday service. You've already asked enough. You've done enough. David, that is the end of your questions. I'm not going to ask anything else. So you have 2 questions here about the giraffe, and I know you're going to talk about cats as well. So let's talk about the cats as we help David with giraffes and and then the other question you may be having about okra.
About cats, a lot of people of late we've been coming across very funny creatures. Actually, we even send it to very many groups and ask people, have you ever seen this kind of animal? There are those cats. Some people say maybe, have you ever seen these wonders of the world where maybe we've never seen it, but have you ever seen there's a resemblance of a leopard and a cheetah in the same animal? Or a zebra and a donkey, they come and they remove some, those similarities.
Yes.
Or you've seen someone where a cow was born and it looked like a human being. Have you ever seen this funny thing? Then you're like, maybe it's juju or something is not just happening. So actually, basically, there are some new cats that usually there. Some of them you've seen, but they're not in the country. But what we have here, it resembles like a leopard. Unfortunately, it looks more of a jackal because the ears are very straight. They're very, very straight. And it's small-bodied. Now, it is fierce because it hunts alone also. So it has picked some traits of the leopard, and rarely will you be spotting it because it's usually, have you ever seen those animals that they're usually on the run? You see, like jackals, you'll find them in a group of 10, 20, 30, 40. Jackals can move a kilometer, they can cover even a radius of 50, 60 kilometers and still go back home. But this kind of animal, I even ask people, some people say it's a jackal. I'm like, no, because it has got stripes and a bit of the crotchets on the skin or on the fur. So we can't diss it. That's another kind of cat. We also have the tiger family. I'm surprised no one has asked about the tiger. Tigers are
Tigers.
only in Asia. Yeah, tigers are.
Oh, we don't have tigers in Kenya though, yeah.
No, not even Africa. Not that I know of. Not that I'm aware of. Even
Actually, not even Africa.
but
Asia.
someone said there are some domesticated in South Africa. I'm not quite privy to that. Now that's for us in Africa we call it the big five, but when you go to Asia they believe that's the biggest of all because I don't know if it's in real sense, but it's very, very fierce, and apparently tigers don't hunt. Tigers, they fully depend on prey that just comes on their laps. So I was asking myself, and how come they're very big body? Because with that, the bigger the body, the more intake you have to take. You know, like an elephant, the minimum it can take is a ton of vegetables, a ton at a sitting or a day eating.
So to answer David, elephants eat okra, right?
Definitely. Elephants eat okra, even rhinos eat okra.
even giraffes eat okra.
Even giraffes eat okra, yes.
Yeah. David, there, you've gotten the animals that eat okra. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Tigers always look magnificent. Yeah. Especially their limbs alone, just like one leg like this. You're just like, geez. Yeah, like it's very huge.
We tend to not. I don't understand it. Then we have another one. It's called the black cat. The black cat actually it's in Angola.
That looks adorable. The one that looks like I know that one. It's like minus spots. Yeah.
Yes, it's pure black
with very nice eyes.
That one is the most dangerous one because it has got the traits of a leopard. You can never see it during the day, even if you can never. But there's another guy who once said that he saw it in the Mara, and a lot of people actually went to. Let me tell you, this radio calls. What did you say? You've spotted it? Oh my goodness! Those
people are going to look for it.
People are going to look for it. So people look for it and search for it. Unfortunately, it was never found, but it was suspected. I've only seen it in Angola. Angola have got very many archaeological sites, so we have it also there. Those among us the cats. Apart from that, the cats are usually very many. Apart from the leopard, the cheetah, the tiger, and these funny ones. Most of them, there's no one has placed them in some kind of habitat. Like, do they feast on a prey or they wait for carcasses? But for this black cat, it hunts like a leopard. It treats like a leopard. But I've heard its biggest enemy is the biggest pythons and whatnot. But unfortunately, it can never be hunted with the other animals. You remember me telling you that we were shocked when a leopard was hunting for a cheetah. Those things don't happen. You can never see a leopard hunting for a lion.
They're like in the same family, like you guys are all family.
Yeah, those things don't happen. So let me tell you what happens. The lion hunts for the gazelles and these other animals, but it can never be hunted with the cheetah or the leopard. The cheetah and the leopard, they don't hunt each other. The vice versa does not apply. Same as the black cat. The black cat cannot even be hunted with the leopard, the cheetah. It's only the python snakes or the black panther. Oh, sorry, not the black panther. David, you're now
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, but now it's funny. This one that I'm telling you, Goga, the one that the leopard went and hunted for a cheetah, is something that it's a mystery that hasn't been actually solved. Apart from that, there are very many cats. Do not be fooled. There are very many cats outside there. What we need to know is that when you see these animals in your neighborhood, the do's and the don'ts. For those who are living across Rongai or the person who's living in the Taita Taveta or the Savo area, there are some regulations, there are some do's and don'ts we are being told when you see this kind of animal. Many a times, 80% or 90% of the time, they're not harmful because they've not tested blood. They don't know human character. They don't see you as prey. They see you just as obstacles. That's why they tend to charge. They don't see you as prey. Even an elephant or a rhino, when it charges, it just knocks the car because they tend to see the car like another enemy who's trying to come and take the kid. But not when you guys leave the car and run away, it will never follow you guys. It will just continue charging the car. They never follow you. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing with them. They never charge because it's the same human beings that take care of these animals. Maybe when they're sick, or maybe also animals. Wild animals fall sick. You can find these big elephants most of the time, or the white rhinos, those kids. When those park rangers do not see them because they've got trackers, when they see the movement is not too much on the radius they've been placed with, they have to attend to them. That's why they are usually under 24-hour monitoring periods. Some of these animals you've seen on on social media side, they get stuck, like the elephant gets stuck into some mud. Maybe it went to quench its thirst, and one way or another, it saw that going around again. So it said to take a shortcut. Before you notice it, it got stuck somewhere. It will blow its trumpet until you guys come and rescue it, because unfortunately, it might end up dying there. And okay, some people say it's natural, but because of maybe they've remained 2 or 3 of them, the KWS tends to save them. So each and every animal, if you see it, there's a way you should actually respond to it. The normal ones you see in your neighborhood are the lions and the lionesses. Most of the time they usually hide. Most of the time they usually want the dogs. They've got no business with human beings. I've never heard of a human being, not unless you go and start to hunt them or disturb them. But most of the time, even Goga, the ones at Mombasa Road, all you kept on hearing was, I saw them running, I saw them. Oh, here are they. Yeah, the babies. Yeah. Maybe it was trying to go and find somewhere to place to go and give birth to the new baby games. Yeah, but rarely will you hear that they've attacked human beings. That's why you'll find them on top of the roof of cars. I'm sure you've seen the one I was telling you. Just find a leopard on top of the car, and you're like, or it just goes and sits on the bonnet of your car there. You guys will sit there until the time it decides to wake up. That's what I'm telling you. When you go to the park, you can only see one animal for 5 hours, and you're like, I'm done with it. Imagine just sitting in a freezing position. No, you're not allowed to move a lot. Even you whisper, because it's there. You find someone taking 1 million pictures and during this, it just sits in the same position. It comes, smells at you, then it just goes away. Personally, let me speak for myself. Personally, I've not seen. I doubt if there's that. But unless you go and charge towards them, then the story changes. But many a time also, the rangers are usually within proximity. The rangers are around proximity. But don't go and bring that foolishness to the ones that are caged. Those are a different breed again. Those ones that are caged, they even act differently because maybe the influence of the medicine or the kind of food they're being given. Also.
Okay. In terms of the national park or the reserves in Kenya, which one do you think is the most underrated? Because I know the Mara has been profiled extremely very well. Like, I think everybody, outside this continent knows about the Mara. Like, I think the Mara is like one of those. And the Mara is not like, it's always important, I like clarifying that the Mara is like a huge place with different vacation spots in it. It's not like you're at one place, like you go to one place, you say you're going to where Kunguru is, and that's it. It's a very vast piece of land. I don't even think you can finish it in a day. So which is like one of the most underrated parks in Kenya, or even the spots in Kenya that most people don't go because either they are running to the Mara or they are running to which is the other popular one that people like going to. Maybe they're running to Mount Kenya, because I know Mount Kenya also has a very nice spots there. Yeah.
I would say the ones in central Kenya, because do you know why Mara is well known? Because it serves as one of the wonders of the world, the migration. That's why I remember there's a story where there's a hotel that was built actually at the corridor, where it brought a lot of heat to the government. I think I don't know what happened to that particular hotel. So the Mara is well known because of actually just the corridor.
No, that hotel is thriving. That hotel is thriving very well. There's a tourist who did a video there 2 days ago. It has gone viral on Instagram.
Yes.
So he brought his family for vacation. So he's doing very well.
So for that one is there. It is self-marketing. And now the issue we have with people also don't know, when you go to the park, it's called the Mara as a whole, but they've got different hotels there. So if the hotels also do not market themselves well, then you don't need to go to the park. Because if you're going for the game drive, now we call them game drive, that's the correct term, definitely. You need to have a hotel with their proximity. Because as I told you, the park Goga is a very tiresome thing. If you find any driver who has made 2 trips in a day, that person will be very exhausted. Talking to people, explaining, chasing with these cars, because their safety is your concern, is quite a hassle. So many a times, this one, the one that are usually in central Kenya, but unless you find, for example, the tourists have come and maybe it's on past August, September there, and they really need to go to a national park, then you try to tell them it's not only the Mara that we have. We even have a Nairobi. First, I do tell people, start with the one that is closer. Start with the one that is closer, the one that is next to your doorstep here. Yeah. The Nairobi one. Because why do I like Nairobi? It's closer to a lot of things. Maybe chances are you'll find this individual is when they've landed. Maybe they never booked any itinerary or something. And they, Mara is not, it's not like it's just next door here. It's quite a distance. Kwanza, there's a corrugation there. There's a corrugation there of around 10 kilometers. Hey, my friend, if Goga ever sat to a track and this corrugation, so, but if you go to the national park here, the one that in Nairobi, people, I can say also it's really underrated. People tend to think for the nature walk only. They don't know there's also nature walk. I mean, there's no game drive. They only think of the nature walk, the ones that are caged. That's amongst the one that is usually underrated. The one that is going to the Tsavo, that's one sells itself. Any day you'll find more than at the, what do you call the Majachumvi or the Man Eaters. For those who know the Man Eaters, there's a movie that was actually acted.
Oh yeah, there's an old movie, The Man Eaters of Tsavo.
Yes, those ones, if you know the story behind it. So that one there is very, very okay, the Manyani area. That one market itself. But the ones also in Northeastern. Then there's a, I think it's called the Lewa Conservancy or something. Conservancy, yeah. Yeah, those ones are really underrated. And my goodness, the rates there. But the funny thing, those people go there with you see the balloons and the whatnot and the helicopters. Those ones, they go there because they've got very nice animals, the gazelles, the zebra, the family of gazelles and antelopes are very many. There are around 10 or 11 of them. I even don't know their names. There's the Dungo Danga. Oh my goodness. Then the birds are there. So that's why I was telling you, before you go to a park, what do you want to see? You have to you can't, okay, I want to see animals. Which animals? All of these animals cannot be kept in the same place. Elephant is well known for Tsavo. Elephant is well known for
Tsavo is still actually I think my first elephants in Kenya in Tsavo. I think when the train was passing right in the middle and they were just literally there outside the window.
Don't go to Hell's Gate, then you want to see the lions. If you see it rarely, because Hell's Gate is best known for the geothermal water, definitely the Hell's Gate itself, the Hell's Cave, the kitchen and whatnot. If you go to the Northeastern, like Marsabit, you'll get the mountain oasis. If you go to Taita Taveta, we have the Mzima Springs. Nakuru is well known for flamingos. So don't go to Kisumu and start asking for flamingos. Those are people make it wrong. That's why you hear someone, that's why the locals, I sometimes look at a local like, we are in Kisumu and you want flamingos. And I'm like, really? Do you? If you want to know
there's a question by Empowering Generation who's asking, do you do guides on Dere Island National Park?
Dere Island. I'm not even aware there's an island by that name.
Okay. Just checking. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, probably. But
let me tell you something with these islands nowadays. Like I came to discover there's another park in Homa Bay.
In Kisumu.
Yeah, Kisumu. These parks are existing, but people don't go to them. That's the funny thing. They're underrated.
They're underrated, clearly.
It's there, but people don't usually go to them because let me tell you, the first thing someone comes and tells you, Mara, Tsavo, Amboseli.
The famous stuff.
Mara, Tsavo, Amboseli, Mount Kenya, Mount Kilimanjaro. My friend, we have a freshwater lake just down here in Kisumu. They're like, what else is there? I'm like, on your way there. That's why you find the best of the best tourists. They make what you call, I forgot the name. It's like it's in a cylindrical form. Once they land at JKIA and maybe they've entered the park either through Narok or through Kajiado, they use the balloon. And that thing, Goga, is awesome. I've never tried because I'm afraid of heights personally, but it's very awesome.
Ndere looks amazing. This is Ndere Island.
Where is it at?
It's like Lake Victoria. It's an island in Lake Victoria, in Kisumu.
Oh my goodness! You see, I told you that but there are very many islands outside here that you wouldn't even believe that
Beautiful
exist.
stuff. Like, ooh, this looks good.
Just next to my mom, my late mom's place, I came to discover there's another lake called Lake Kanyaboli. I laughed until then I was saying that river. That's not a river, that's a lake. And when I Google it, I saw it's called Lake Kanyaboli. So most of these parks or these islands, maybe they've been existing, but because there's no much, parks are well known for animals, but maybe there's fish, maybe there are birds, maybe they're butterflies, so that's why they're not that famous. But I'm sure definitely I can't know all these national reserves because there are many, and rarely will you get, most of these guests, you can't take them where they don't want. Like if I tell someone you have to go to Kisumu and they don't want to go to Kisumu, definitely it wasn't in the itinerary because there's a cost implication.
Other way, yeah.
There's a cost implication to them. So as I was telling, most of them go with the balloon. This, you see, like the Lewa conservatives, oh my goodness, the balloons there, like the cases they enjoy. For them, we call them the high tire tourists. They don't want to interact with people. They go with their families in those balloons, the high tire ones. They don't wait for wait for seasons. No, then they come like January, February, maybe December there. So when it's summer actually in Kenya, but for sure there are very many great areas that you can go to. Don't ever go to Mombasa. We've got a butterfly pavilion, we've got Mamba Village. There are very many places.
Hala Park, Mombasa.
The crocodiles there. Don't go to Nyeri there, the Aberdare National Park. You want to see lions and leopards. Yeah. Go to I tend to ask some people.
I love the Aberdare. It was a beautiful experience, I think, back in the day. But yes, I think I wasn't looking for animals. I think I just loved the ranges, the mountain, and yeah. You're right. Nature is therapy sometimes.
Yeah, even by the David has said something I see in the comment section. Hala Park is very underrated. Anytime I go to Mombasa personally, I must pass there, even the butterfly. That's what I'm telling you. Local, or we don't call it local tourism, we call it domestic tourism.
Domestic tourism.
Koga, just within Nairobi. If you know Nairobi, we have Rongai, the glass, where they make the glass bridge.
Glass.
Yes. You tell someone and they're like, Kumbe, it exists. They're like, okay, what's funny there?
Because I see their shop at Village Market and I'm like, oh, that's it. Tick the box.
Go to that bridge. Do you know? Let me tell you something. Most of these things are usually around $2, 200 Kenya shillings or so. They're about or 150, 180 also. Okay. Museum is just here around it's in the CBD. Do you know museum is in the CBD? Ask someone. Museum is in the CBD.
Yeah.
You can even walk to. Just take the River Road route before you notice it, or the Ojijo or what, I forgot that name, and you're inside the museum. It's just 120 Kenya shillings. Leave alone that. National Archives, right at the center of the CBD. Goka, when was the last time you had the National Archives? The
building that is right in the heart of town and people never get into it. My first time to get inside that building, I was working in government, so there is something I needed, and they put the meeting in the building. That's the first time I ever walked inside that building. I just visited it my entire life, and I was like, oh wow, that building people can get in.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, it's an office, like the office is there, so we literally went into a room inside there for a meeting.
And it's hardly $1. The interest fee is hardly $1.
I think it's 30 shillings. So 30 shillings or something, and free for students. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Students are free, even kids are free, still free. So once you start going to this place, you just see for myself, not that I'm boasting around. That's what I started doing with the kids. I started with the National Archives, I've done the museum, I've done the Arboretum, I've done the Karura, I've done the Mambas, I've done the giraffe, I've done the game Nairobi, I've done the nature walk. And what I say each and every year, I go expound it. So right now, even when they're planning to go to the school, they just say, Dad, no need to pay. I've already gone there. There's nothing new under the sun. They've already been there. But most of us, it is just next door here. Like I ask people, what do you do during holidays? And I'm so grateful.
We go to the village.
But also go to the park.
They're not allowed in the village. Hadjis has elephants in his village. At least Hadjis can go to the village and hang out with elephants.
as I'm telling you, let me just even send it that. As I'm telling you, we are taking a group of people to to Naivasha, and it's very, very awesome. Let me just send it so maybe you can have a look at it. I've sent you. You know, these places, if you try and go as a group, you'll be, you know what, I know you've noticed it within your neighborhood. Nowadays people are waking up to do jogging and walking each and every Saturday. Have you seen it? I've been seeing it right
Oh
here in my
God,
neighborhood
I run
recently.
into the people every day, every Saturday. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Can you imagine the same people you hear them organizing, they're going to the park nowadays? People came and discovered that, oh my goodness, this thing, it's not that expensive. It's doable, because it's not like they ambush you like pap. No, they give you like 2 months, 3,000 maybe each and every month, 1,000. The last month you pay 1,500, and you go to the park and come back. You don't even need to go and sleep. You can go to Nakuru and come back. You can go to Naivasha and come back. The only place you can't go and come back is the Savo or the Mara, because it's quite a distance. But do you know there are B&Bs just outside the Mara? Go into the park, when it reaches time, maybe 2, come back at home, come back to a B&B, it's 3,000, 4,000 shillings. These things happen. Yes, that's one.
Talk about this, because this is your business, this is your venture. In case anybody ever wants to organize, and I can see how you put it out there very clearly, Kunguru and Sons, Kunguru 87 and Sons Ventures. Talk about this for anybody. People like Miss Bailey official who say they are definitely going to take up the trip and stuff. So talk about this, and what inspired you to start, to make this, of course, now a venture, and how much effort does it take from you? Because you have other competing needs, you have a family, you have a channel, you're growing, you have to do advocacy things around maternal health. How do you navigate all these things and still run a tourist farm?
That's a very I've had that. In fact, there's a cousin of mine who asked me some days back, like, how do you manage all this, you one person? I don't know, there's a team behind it. Like, one thing you have to know when it comes to, for this, it's a group of people. For example, maybe Goga, you're also running yours at some place, right? I'm also running mine. Anna is also running hers somewhere. And what you do, you use AI, you just make your own portfolio, like if it's Goga and what you're taking people to Naivasha, right? So let's assume we've posted it for the past 2 months, and you've managed to get like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or even 10, and also get 10, and Anna comes and also get 5 or no. So we join them together in one bus. That's what happened most of the time. You get my point? Because many a times, maybe to fill a Land Cruiser, you need a minimum of 6 people. A Land Cruiser, because it's a 7-seater, 2, 1 person. So maybe if it's a group like this, you want to take a Costa. You call those big trucks a Costa. Filling it, you need at least 33 people minimum. 33, 28, 29, 30, 30. So most of the time, it's very, very nice if you guys. I can tell you, I'm in more than 6 WhatsApp groups where this one's will tell you I already have 6, I already have 7, I already have 3. We come together. So what happens? You just market it on your own. You can choose to add a few coins on top of it, or you can choose to put it on plain. Like long time I used to add something, but nowadays I said, you know what? To avoid a lot of confusion with the payment, just put one payment. In case anything remains behind, these people are able to send you maybe 2,000, 3,000. Plus, you're building a community. We're trying to build a nation. We're trying to make people start visiting these domestic places. Like for this one, it's 351 was telling you, some people have never been to this. They only hear of stories and look at them at the National Geographic. They've never been to it. Do you know some people pass Naivasha when they're going back to Sharks? So those people are coming from Nyanza or the likes. But they've never been there. Or they've been there but individual. Imagine going with people you've never met. People you've never had any idea of it. There's nowadays what you call a Roomba drive nowadays. This is a big truck. I'm sure you've seen it. Goga.
Yes, I've seen it.
The Roomba drive. These people just started impromptu like that. So it's nice because you get to meet a lot of people, you get to meet a lot of cultures, you get to learn a lot. These same people can come and connect you. They tell you, like, for example, I've got someone who's coming from abroad. Can you organize for them just their own trip? That's how we come and connect. So, for example, if I'll not be having a cruiser, I can connect. I can come and call Goga. Goga, I need a cruiser with a driver, because they're foreigners who they come individually and they hire a whole cruiser for themselves. They are very specific. They tell you I need a cruiser. So once you start doing this thing, it's okay. It's a bit hard when you start because you don't have the network. But once everything just falls into place, you manage it well. I manage that very well. I also come and manage my content here very well. I also come and manage at the end of the day the family part there. It's a hassle, yes, but also we try to make it as simple as possible, engaging with a lot of people. For myself, when it comes to these logos, I rarely do them. I have someone who also does them. They just tell them, do this ABC, they send you a few pics. This one is okay. That's what I was asking myself, how do people manage 5-7 social media sites? It's a team. That's why I was telling you, we are like a lot of people. There's someone who's running the Facebook ad, there's someone who's running the IG, there's someone who's running the TikTok, I personally am running the YouTube. But at the end of the day, we tend to interact with a lot of people. That's why I just decided, let me putting the what you call the wild animals in my same section, because again, creating a new channel, they've been there too much. And again, a lot of people will be like, I've got a lot of clients also who just came to my page, like even today that we've done, someone will say, I also want animals. You see, there's that theory. People say, nature, I'm not a nature person, no. People, once you hear people are going Goga for the first time, you'll go, before you notice it will be, when is the next one? There's a lady friend of mine, I really pressured her to go to Suswa. I'm sure when I tell you Goga, go to Suswa, you'll tell me to do what, right? You don't know what you're going to do to Suswa. But just, people have never been to the SGR, yet it's just here. Suswa, you go in the morning, you come back.
Take the train. I think you can, it's a half a day thing, right? You can go and come back.
Yes. And you know how much is it? It's around 800 bob, 500 for the transport fee, 200 for the snacks you guys will be given. And you come back and you're done with it. You go through that tunnel. You see the longest tunnel, I think it's around 3 or 4 kilometers of a tunnel. Some people have never seen some people have never even been to SGR. There's a day we booked people to go to Mombasa and come back. Just, you don't even leave the train station. Can you imagine that? And people are like, when is the next one? People are like, so there's an opportunity. People are just, wow, that's so nice. Because, when the train you're passing through Savo, even the trains, they exchange themselves at Savo Park. You see the elephants if you're using the morning train. These things happen. These things happen, Goga. These things happen. You're meeting.
I love that. I love that trip seeing the elephants. I think it was at sunset, and the sun was setting, and you could see the elephants, and then the orange. In their dusty skin. That was one of the most beautiful sights I think I saw on that train ride. It was so fascinating. Yeah.
So domestic, we should try and encourage people. Domestic is you can never finish this before you even think of going outside. People are coming to Kenya. You want to go outside? Hi, come on.
We want to go and flex Dubai. We have to be in Dubai and doing things.
Dubai is tech. Dubai is tech. Dubai is tech. Dubai is tech.
We have to go do the desert things in Dubai.
Nowadays it happens in Malindi. That desert thing happens in Malindi. There's some.
No, this is Malindi. How will people know that I took a plane? How will people know that I took a plane and I'm not in the country and I used my passport?
Go to JKIA, take a picture of your passport.
I'm just saying. And that takes us to I think the next question I'm going to ask you. Number one, which is about animals. And another one just in terms of your safari experience, based on this one you're going to do in Naivasha. So let me ask you a question, for example. If someone only had 3 days in Kenya, I've just landed from wherever. I only have 3 days in Kenya. Where would you take me?
In Kenya, I'll first ask you which animals you must have to know the animal you want to see. Then I'll tell you this one is possible, isn't possible. For example, if I've had a client who she came for what do you call this, government something, and apparently it's supposed to take 1 week, but it took 1 week, but she had booked 1.5 weeks. So I got in contact to her on Thursday because they usually have those parties on Friday. So for her, she was not a party. She was saying I'm in Kenya, I have to explore. So one person made a phone call, so I met her. The first question, what do you want to see? She just said, I need the geothermal and the Hell's Gate. Anything else? I need to go and fish the one that is in Naivasha, the flamingos. Anything else? She was like, my flight is still on Sunday. Can I go to is there any park? I told her you are in Nairobi where we have a park in the city.
In the city, yeah.
We have a park in the city. On our way, I was good because we are going to Naivasha. I picked her up at Ole Sereni very early in the morning. I told her, which side of the hotel did you sleep? She told me this side. I told her, why did you book? She told me she didn't know. On our way, Mombasa, the bypass one. I told her, that's the park. There were buffaloes grazing. She was like, no, she went to the top of the cruiser, started taking photos. She was like, can it end here? I was like, no, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
So it is, if you go to, or you take these people, or someone comes and asks you, where can I go? Which animal do you want to see? Because definitely when we went to Naivasha, she managed to see a lion. She managed to see there are a lot of what do you call giraffes there in Naivasha. There are a lot of them, very many of them, just like walking around. Definitely, the first people who will come in any park are the monkeys. Monkeys are usually there to welcome you.
Yep.
They're waiting, just at the gates there. Even at our normal national park, they welcome you.
They're waiting for you.
The warthogs or warthogs, whichever, those ones, they welcome you any day, even in Langalang. For those people live in Langata, those are their day-to-day things. You just hear them crisscrossing the streets there in Langata. So the first place I can take an individual is Naivasha. So they're able to see the flamingos. They're able to see the geothermal, the hot water springs where you bathe with it. Some people say it is medicinal, bathing with it. The Hell's Gate, though it was closed, I don't know, it's not still open. I confirmed because I'm taking people there next weekend. It was, but there's some place you can reach. We remember what happened the other time, where people were swept away. But there's some extent, there's some place you can go and reach. You see those caves, and oh my God, the sights are amazing. If you love sights in Naivasha, it is out of this world. Apart from that, you'll go and find the Maasai there. You give them a tip, they'll dance for you, they'll jump as high as you can. You can procure these ornaments, very pocket-friendly prices. People think they're exaggerated. No, 50 shillings. Okay, for those who don't know, $1, $2 at most, $3. Those ones you have to pay. After that, you go to the lake there where you see a fish and you say, this is what I want. They cook. In fact, that foreigner, she said, do not take me to a hotel. Yeah. We went there in just a small local restaurant. In fact, she ate that fish. She was like, this is what I wanted. It was just fried. The next day, I took her to Nairobi National Park. She said does not want the nature walk. When you go to the park, inside we are at the park, very early in the morning, but I think by 5 we're inside the park. After a few paperwork issues, she saw the lion. We managed to go inside. She managed to see the buffaloes we were seeing, because the buffaloes usually come. There's someone who built a water point next to, I believe it's the owner of, I don't know if it's the owner, but I tend to assume for Ole Sereni. So most of the time, the animals, the buffaloes, the zebras, they come to quench their thirst at that particular place. That's why if you go to Mombasa Road bypass very early in the morning, that's during the summertime, you'll be able to be seeing those animals there. There's a very big water point area there. So she was actually excited. But I think by Saturday, by around 2, we were back at hotel, and she traveled that night. I get in contact with her. We get in touch, with her. So the first place I'll take is Naivasha, then definitely the Nairobi National Park. If you have time, because Tsavo is a bit back, I'll take you to Central. Those are things you go and come back. Those are the things. So Nairobi, go come back. Naivasha, go come back. And Nakuru is slightly far, but still Naivasha is still in Nakuru County. Then we go to the ones, the Embu, the Nyeris, and the likes. Those ones you go see the hippo. Oh my goodness, Goga in Nyeris, they've got big hippos. You see them blowing the water, and you see they squash the watermelon. Those things happen. Yeah. Those are not AI. Those ones definitely I'll anyone who wants those ones you can take. Because after this, we are taking people to. People are saying go to the Mara, but Mara with the group is a bit complex. It's a bit complex. Mm-hmm. So we are still thinking about it. The bigger the group, the more hard it is to go to these far areas, because we have to go and come back because of budgetary issues. We try to make the budget to be very suitable and not so bad. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Let me say hi to a few people. Hey, Real Soulmate, welcome. Real Soulmate has been sent by Marcus and my sister Kwaki Lily. I see Giuliano. Giuliano, welcome. So nice to see you at the Sunday service. Giuliano, this is what everybody was telling me. I need to bring you over to the Sunday service. I met Giuliano from Italy. Courtesy of Winston Chronicles. They did an amazing collaboration, and he does amazing work. I know Juliano does not like compliments, but I'm going to compliment him because his videos are like a masterpiece. You need to go and check out how he does his videos in the bush. Okay, not bush like not the bush you guys are thinking of. You know, like Italian bushcraft cooking. That is the name of the channel. It's done outdoors. The ASMR is magnificent. This one person you guys need to know. We'll organize. We bring him over to the Sunday service maybe the next maybe next month or something, subject to his schedule. And is in Italy. Italy is only 1 hour ahead, so we'll figure out how that works. Kisha, thank you so much for those for really helping me handle the chat. Kisha is doing an amazing job, guys, as the managing mod. I really appreciate that. Real, thank you so much for popping in. Joseph Wambura is asking, what is the agenda here? We are discussing the country and the experiences here. The David and Empowering Generations have come for me so hardly on the chat, and I like what they are saying. Not David, not our David Hunt. I meant David Njoroge. And Empowering Generation who likes going to Dubai, and I've seen her show off in Dubai, says, Mambrui experience cannot be compared to a desert safari in Dubai. I agree. Let's go domestic. Kenya is a beautiful and vast country. So she also agrees. And this one I've seen her in Dubai before. And then Kisha says, one day I will surely visit this beautiful country of Kenya and explore all of these amazing natural locations. Kisha, you're most welcome. Kisha, why are you not saying that you're also going to visit me? It's important I hear. I'm also part of the attractions on the country. So please. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate that. No, Italian, you're most welcome. I like your content. We'll definitely bring you to the Sunday service so that you can share with people, can see your craft. The community, I think, will enjoy that. And that is why my brother Kunguru87 is here, like discussing with us, the life of being a guide and making people discover sports that they may not know. Real Soulmate, thank you so much also for this. Please leave me a comment on my shot so that I can check you out after this, because I don't think we are connected. I need to also check out your house. Elsie Knight, thanks so much for popping in. I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for raiding successfully. I don't think I have any receipts on you this week. You've been very diligent with your raids. So I don't have any receipts. I know you came to check whether I have any receipts, Elsie. I don't have any receipts. You've been doing an amazing job. And yeah, in case you don't have anybody on the chat, just type Goga on the chat or host. And my brother SMS is also streaming on his channel. In case you're not yet connected to him, click on the pinned link. It will take you over to his channel, which is here. This is the second time I'm having SMS at the Sunday service. And the first time we were discussing something very sentimental. It was a very sentimental topic. But like every content creator who is very diverse, today we are discussing a lighter topic because of his craft when it comes to profiling this country, especially to guests. And that is why he's here on the live stream to talk to us about touring Kenya and discovering Kenya and its magical experiences. David Hunt says, SMS when I come to Kenya. I like how he says when, not if. David Hunt says, when I come to Kenya, I'm calling you. Hopefully I have my Kenyan passport from Canva, but I will be speaking Swahili. David, one of in case you want to get a Kenyan passport, you must eat okra. So we'll have to organize you go and eat okra with the immigration team, and then you will get your fake Kenyan passport to access some of these places. I not even thought that you can go and think, oh my God, David, can you stop being that creative? Just realize that you can actually go and create a passport using AI now. David, stop having these ideas. David, these are very dangerous ideas. All in the name of speaking Swahili, courtesy of Duolingo. Yes, guys, if you don't have SMS, that is his channel. Make sure you're part of it. And he's working so hard towards his watch hours. Just to make sure that at least that channel gets monetized one of these days. One of these days. So thank you so much for that. Yes, Kisha, of course, I have to meet you at the airport. Kisha, if you come to Kenya and you don't let me know, we are going to have a war. We're going to have a war for sure. Let me see whether I can pull up something here. If you have any question you want to ask SMS, I like how you guys are asking very interesting questions to him. In case you have any questions you want to ask him as well, please just oops, what did I do? SMS hold on. I don't know what I clicked. Oh, I was trying to like give you the screen here. There you go. Yeah, wrong things. If you have any question that you want to ask Surviving Men series, please feel free to ask him on the chat about his work when it comes to like tours, the safari experience. SMS, let me ask you like questions around animals. Which animal do you respect the most and why?
I respect. That's a very nice question again.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a very, very valid question. A lot of people don't have animals as their favorites. Like they don't have a favorite. And personally, I respect, and my favorite one is the leopard because it teaches me and teaches a lot of people also,
I love
most of my
that.
friends.
Yeah.
Have to be very patient. You know, back when I was a bit young, there's a day back at our homestead in a rural place. It was alleged that there were some two goats that just they had disappeared mysteriously, and I remember my granddad, the late now, told me that that must have been a leopard because it never leaves any trace behind. But if you want to know it's a leopard, it's the way the dogs bark. For those who are living with dogs, there's a bark for a stranger, there's a bark for an animal it has never seen, there's a bark just to alert it someone is within the premises, and there's a bark it's just hungry. There are different barks. So a leopard takes its time. Chances are it took its time maybe 1, 3, 2 weeks, whatever the number of days before it pounces. What does it tell you now? Let's come back to we human beings. Success takes time. And one rule we have with success in my books is that if you're patient in life with whatever you're doing, it is required by law, it is required in the nature's event that a product must come out of it. You must be successful. You cannot be patient, continuous, consistently doing this thing in a very patient manner, waiting for that opportunity. There's no way you can be waiting for opportunity to present itself, then it just passes in front of your eyes like, sure, never ever. If a leopard is patient enough to wait for its prey, and once it just jumps, I've never seen it missing its prey. You've seen even in documentaries where it's timing for a crocodile inside the water. The crocodile is not even aware that there's a leopard on top of the tree, patiently waiting. The crocodile is timing a gazelle or something else. Little does it know, there's also another prey on top here. Something else is also timing. So the crocodile's eyes are pinpointed or focused on the antelope, but the leopard said, "You know what? I've got something else bigger to fry, and it's you." So it has taught me to be patient. Some things require patience. That's why I just like the leopard for it. And it's usually very silent.
Yeah.
And also, I like working also in silence because the results are very loud. Thank you.
I like that. Work hard in silence. Let the results make the noise. work hard in silence. Make the results make the noise. I like that. I like that perspective because I think when you explained how the leopard operates, I think I just got fascinated and I was like, oh my god, that is my spirit animal right there. And guys, feel free to tell us what is your spirit animal. I know we've talked a lot about animals today, but what is your spirit animal wherever you are seated, wherever you're watching from? Trini, I hope you are not going to say pork. Trini, we are not talking about food for eating. We are talking about spirit animals. So I know Trini is going to say, Goga, but of course pork. I'm like, no, Trini, not pork. We are talking about spirit animals. It's a different concept. All right. Let me see. The next thing I would also ask just around animals. What's the one fascinating animal behavior that most people don't know about? Because I know you said one thing that animals operate on a very different level, especially if you observe them for long, you'll notice that they are clearly on a different wavelength. So talk to us about like that behavior that most people don't know about when it comes to animals.
That's also another very, very awesome question, and I'll also be so brief and so easy to eat. The lion, the male, does not hunt. Rarely will you find it hunting. the work of the king is to sit while the queens.
Wait. Say that again. I don't think I heard. What did you say?
The lion king does not hunt. When you see a lion king is going to hunt, there's a reason why it's called the king. Assuming it's the giraffe, those ones the lionesses usually hunt, but maybe it's a buffalo. That's when now you'll see the lion's true colors. Just the roar alone. You see the way the buffalo charges, but the roar alone, even the enemy, they usually say, even you're going to meet your enemy, you're also scared about your enemy. So as much as the buffalo is fierce, but also it hears that roar of the lion, it knows things are not going to be okay at this particular time. Most of the time, you'll find the lion not hunting. It waits for the lionesses to go and hunt, pull the animal down, kill it, then it comes and have its share, then it goes and sits and watches or gives security to the other animals. That's the most funniest thing. Can you imagine your work is just to sit and wait for the food? Have you ever noticed, rarely will you see, if you see lionesses, the lion is usually at the far, far, far end walking. It's the work of the lionesses to hunt for food and carry up their nose to smell and hear where is the smell coming from of the wildebeest of prey. Where is the prey at? That's not, you never see a lion. Sometimes even it's just seated somewhere at the rock basking or playing with the cubs. You'll find it playing with the cubs there. They're just playing until there's call for help. That's why most of the male lions are killed, because many times they are found alone. Rarely will you find lionesses alone. Rarely. But the lion is usually killed because most of the time you find it alone just playing. Maybe even the friends we are in Nairobi, the friends are in Naivasha already, they've gone to hunt. It forgot that it's supposed to be behind following. It was waiting to hear a cry for help. So if you see it hunting, it means that now there's a bigger fish to fry and the help is needed. But most of the time, you'll never see the lion hunting, ever. Never.
How come women have not used this as one of those? It's like the typical men, like the men versus women debate. How come this one has not surfaced yet?
I found it to be very, very for the lioness also it's very strong, but the lion's hind legs are more stronger. The lion's hind legs, when the lion is pounced on the animal, it steps on and feels the ground like it has got that. When you're bringing down an animal, you need stability. But you'll find most of the lionesses are usually they even hang at the stomach of the prey. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
But the lion's hind legs, it has already touched the ground so well. Now the paws, and that can big mouth. My friend, you're done. You are done. Then let me tell you something I find funny with the nature. I don't know how God created these things. They know to go for the windpipe. You'll never see a lion busy with their legs. They will not try. All of them, I don't know how they know where the windpipe is at. Then they just stick to it, calm and wait. It can wait even for 10-15 minutes.
Until gone.
Until you are gone completely. And like most of the pythons and they need just to squeeze you a bit and make sure you've gasped, you're totally lost of air. So that's the funny thing about all these other animals, the male and the female, they hunt the same. But for the lion, the male one, out of maybe 10 feeds they've had, maybe they've hunted once. The 9, you kill and wait for me, I come have my share to my full stomach, then you guys, you can continue. That's the rule those are the rules. And again, the jackal, not the jackals, what are they called? These birds, I think they're called the crows and whatnot. They're usually friends with the lion. They also don't hunt. They wait for this is how the cycle goes. The lion hunts, the lioness already they've hunted, they've killed, they've had their share parts. The hyenas come and break the bones. Those birds come and eat the small particles of the bones. So it's like a chain. They work together. So these birds cannot eat until the hyena is done with the food. Those crows and whatnot. Hyena cannot eat until the lions have already had their share of the food. So where you'll see if you want to spot these animals, where you see hyenas, chances are 10 or so kilometers in front, the lions are just within the radius. That's how you used to track animals. You've heard of people tracking animals? That's how they track them. If you want to see a lion, look for a hyena if you can't see a lion. If you see hyenas are within a radius, just know within a radius of 5 kilometers, those animals are there. If not, look up the sky. You'll see those two birds hovering. hovering in a circle. You know, they've already hunted somewhere. That's how now drivers go towards that direction. That's a very easy way, because maybe you're out of radio call, or you don't want to use it. Maybe where they are there in a silent motion, they're taking their photos. Just look at the sky. Where you see those birds circling, just know. And that's even a hyena spot, because they look, they know, something is happening there. All of them head to that direction. And that's how nature takes its course, actually.
Good. When it comes to funny stories, and without embarrassing anybody in particular, what is the funniest thing you've seen a tourist do during one of your trips? You don't need to mention any names, just tell us.
Oh, there are usually very many, Goga. Thank you very much for that question. There are very many. Like for today, I saw the one I was telling you when I was in Karura Forest. They've said very well, do not feed the animals. When you're, the even places they've written, do not enter with a drone and whatnot. But we being Kenyans, Kenyans where it's written wet paint, do not touch. They have to go and confirm if the paint
confirm, is really touch it to confirm, is it really wet? Yeah.
Is it really wet? It's really wet. Do not go for a short call here. That's where they'll go. So, in fact, I was just with my friends. I'm telling them, look at that one. Look at that. You know, there were people say, wait, see, look at that. Look at that. That meme. How does that meme say? Come look at this. Come look at this. You'll see her very well. She had carried her iPhone, and she had carried I think she wanted to take that clear picture that she's feeding the monkey. You know, the monkey does not reason like you that will only come for the banana. Remember, the monkey's hands or legs operate the same. It can pick with these two hands and also pick the same. Yeah. Yes. And the funny thing you don't know, the monkey, it can twist like a leopard or a cat. You know, it can just twist. It has got small bones behind, so it can just twist, and it can snatch with micro milliseconds, and the phone was gone. And the more you shout, you're scaring it, it moves fast. That's not what people don't understand. When an incident happens, stop shouting, because it's also getting frightened. Like, what is happening? It continues running, and now you know the funny thing. There are many, and they all look the same. So you don't know who has the phone.
Who has the phone? So the monkey took the phone.
You don't know who has the phone. And then I had to telling another friend of mine, call the phone. And I told her, stop even calling the phone. It will be scared. What is this that is vibrating?
Wait. So if you call the phone, you expect the monkey to pick the phone.
So, I was telling her, it will throw the phone down. Another one will think that it has dropped food, come down again to pick it up. So what I told her, just relax, wait. Let them first go, then you can start doing it. It's calling, or the rangers are usually there who usually monitor and walk around. They'll give you the best assistance, because
it will drop it at some point for sure. Some point
it will drop it, yeah, definitely. The only disadvantage, don't let it drop. Don't wait. It might end up dropping it inside the water, or maybe inside the thicket, and you're not allowed to go deep in. In fact, you're not allowed to go off the footpath, because there are also snakes there. And they tell you these are forests. We can't know which kind of creatures are living here. Snakes are born and they become big. Mm-hmm. So another incident is that they've written very well, do not come out of your vehicle. In fact, even inside the vehicle, there's like a small sticker. It's written, do not come out, no matter the situation, until you are instructed by the guide or the ranger. The car is, you see these Land Cruisers, they're the most safe. Even if the rhino decides to charge, even the elephant, if you're inside there, you're safe, because that's a cage. That's usually a cage. Not unless it's dire and the guide or the rangers told you, now just run. But now human beings becoming human beings. Let's use the one IShowSpeed came. So you remember IShowSpeed telling them, can you move closer?
Yes. And if I wanted to do the jump next to the lion.
Rule number one, the person in charge is the guide, not the other way around. Because if anything happens, you'll be held liable and responsible. Why did you allow it? Who was driving it? If the lion is there, and maybe most of the rangers will tell you, because most of those animals they've got one, they'll tell you these people have not eaten. I like calling them people. These individuals have not eaten for like 2 days. They're very angry, and they also pray. So you know what can happen? You know, it's just a fraction of a second and everything
They're watching,
everything can turn from happiness to a somber mode. So there's a distance that is required, not unless they decide maybe they were passing by or they were coming by, or maybe they were just doing their own things. They've come on top of the car. Many times they're told, do not approach, do not go too close to it. Give yourself some room for running, or they don't call it running. Give yourself some room for, it's called like, I've forgotten the term they use in the park. It's like an exit strategy plan. Give yourself that room. It's like you give yourself some head start. Because, you know, a car, a Land Cruiser, when it's on the rock there, it's not that it will drive so fast. So people go there and drive the car, drive. No,
you can't,
can't, because it's a rough terrain, it's a bit bumpy, so do not go through. But what do human beings do? I want to see. Then you tell them, mostly our brothers from China. Oh my goodness. If they've not seen what they wanted to see, they can really make noise, a lot of noise for you. You told me I'm going to see. I tell them it's inside that bush, but it can't come. So recently, there's another one who was actually, I think he was deported back. He went too close to it, too close to the lions. The only thing, I wasn't in that kind of group, but the only thing that actually saved him is that by the time the lions, you know, what happens with lions, if 5 of them are sleeping here, there's one who's usually maybe on top, not necessarily far away from on top of it, but there's one of them who's usually someplace checking out, giving security. There's a way they communicate, either by roaring slightly or just the male will like a sound. There's a way they communicate. So there's someone who's there's someone. That's why you need a guide. A guide, if sees there are 3 or 5 lions here, you have to check a radius of around. That's why you have
somebody securing the pride.
Yeah, there's someone who's securing them. Always there's usually one of them. That's their mandate job. That's why you'll find one of them is here. These ones are sleeping. The other one is. I don't know how God created this kind of creatures. One of them is on the lookout. Even the hyenas, when some are eating, another one is also looking at them. Even the birds, even the squirrels, even the mango. These things are all the same. Even the zebras, when some are eating, some are up, down. That's the way all of you cannot be fooled. Like, it's only sheep that all of them, their heads are usually down. It's only the sheep. No one should ever abuse you as a sheep. It's only the sheep that all of their heads will be down. But the rest of the animals, they take turns. Even monkeys. Some are down here, someone is up there checking if the coast is clear.
Security.
Yeah, so that day, the other lion saw some, I don't know if it was, someone was giving this, I don't know if it was a gazelle or something in the far end. And this tourist was sitting in the middle. So it's actually someone who was on the van who noticed something is moving and coming. You know, it's trying to camouflage the grass. And started telling this individual, come out of that place, come back to the car. And what was this foreigner saying? These things are here. I can see them. We are seeing your own thing. And you know, it is walking the way they try to hide in between the grass. So there's a confusion. Is it trying to hunt this tourist or no one had seen the antelope until it came to a close range and it saw there was a distraction. It decided to take a different route. So they said, why has the lion taken a different route? Before you notice, the others woke up and you notice they've already, it's like everyone man your positions. It's like it's hunting time. Prey has just brought itself. So you saw someone going round and then they were like, oh, you are not the prey. But unfortunately, were it not that there was a prey, what could have happened to this particular individual? And you know, most of them, they're big, come out, and they're like, no, come out, and like, no. Okay, I've had cases of fatalities, but I've never experienced it, so I can't really attest to it. So that's one of them. The other one is this one. They go to the enclosed ones, the one that nature walk, and they've seen very well. They've written there, do not feed the animals. What happens? Someone, I don't know. I just don't understand. Someone has seen their cheetahs that are. They are very well caged. If it's a glass, if you go to the Nairobi one, there's a glass. But now there's a point, usually there's no glass. Now, but you guys are in a higher level. You find someone trying to feed them. In that midst, I think maybe, I don't know if you forgot, they also threw their phone. Now they're screaming, going to look for the park ranger. Now the park ranger is asking them, first and foremost, you disobeyed a very great law. Do not feed that. Why are you feeding the animal? That's not part of the job. Then then the rangers are like, so to punish you, we leave your phone there. And definitely before the phone has landed, there's a warthog that was just grazing around there, some place there. they tend to come and want to step on it. Or sometimes you'll find maybe there are giraffes down there, and giraffes and warthog, they more or less graze the same place. So they ended up tramping on the phone, and she was shouting, and she thought, yet in fact, any park they've usually written, try to be as silent as possible. So those are human beings. We make our own errors. We don't listen to the guides. You tend to see what you've done on the movie, what you've seen in the movies, try and bring it to practicality. Remember, these are wild animals. That's what the tour guide tells you. There's nothing like these ones are tamed. Those theories they've applied some kind. No, it's wild. Wild means, do you know the word wild means you can change anytime. Have you ever had someone telling you, hey, you're so wild? Wild means you change it. You just change. If someone ever tells you, Goga, you're so wild, it's like you just change, like from 0 to 100.
There's no control. Like you can't predict.
Yes, and we cannot even know the end result. Because things like leopard, they kill and they put on top of it. They kill and put. You know how many people, if they are trying to hunt human beings, they can kill? They don't kill to eat immediately. Leopards don't do that. So most of the time it's just human. I call them human error, actually. When you go to the park, obey the rules as much as possible. Don't try to become smart. Before you do anything, just inquire. The guides will never mislead you. And if the guide says no, please make it a no. Stop trying to prove a point that maybe you're with your wife there, or your husband, your boyfriend.
And the ego and stuff.
You are trying to show them the way these things, with the way you've been doing. Maybe at a rural place there, you've been scaring away these small wild dogs. Now you think this lion will eat you. And it's very, unfortunately, if a lion eats you, the rangers have to put the lion down. Putting down means they have to kill it immediately. So you see, we've lost you, and we've lost a wild animal. That's the rule of the park, because of if it tests bloods and then maybe it goes and the others, they come and like lick it or something, or even maybe it goes and urinate somewhere and they have that test. Your blood is very different. It can be very catastrophic. So that's the rule of the park. I don't know if they've changed it, but most of them, they don't say these things openly.
Of course, because
but definitely, if it kills a human being, immediately they put it down. That's why if any injury happens, someone was beaten, they usually search for it and make sure they put it down immediately. And even the carcass are usually not let to sit there. Otherwise, those you see on top of the cars could be eating. Have you ever asked yourself, why do they not eat? Because they don't know you. They see you like just something which is there taking pictures.
Welcome, Donna. Nice to see you, Donna. Happy Sunday. The other thing I will ask, Donna, thank you so much for making it. So nice to see you. It was so nice being raided over to your space the other day. I'm getting to the final questions, don't worry. When it comes to now let's look at these are going to be like fun questions. Just before we get towards our last reflections in terms of maybe what you think will be the future, but let me just see whether we can get them. Myth versus reality. So true or false question. Do lions hunt every day? Or lions hunt every day? True or false?
False.
Okay. The second one. Are zebras black with white stripes?
But it depends.
Yeah.
Sorry. It depends with the season. You see, they also hunt when it's when the wildebeest migration. That's why I told you these people are like human beings. They hunt and place them someplace to eat later. How they do that? But unfortunately, the hyenas come and get them. So it's birthday.
Because of that thing you told us about them, stalking.
Yes, it's a birthday. In fact, the birthday is near. Let me just tell you that. But it's birthday is near for the hyenas. You kill, we eat. That's the name. That's how it goes.
Right. The next thing I think I would ask in terms of reality versus myth. Are zebras? This I know is a trick question. Are zebras black with white stripes or white with black stripes?
They're white with black stripes. When the zebras are born, when they're still too young, they're usually white in color.
Oh,
I know you never saw that coming. I know it.
Exactly. I was just asking randomly.
It's white in black stripes. When they're born, the first 3 or 4 or 5 months, they're usually white, not white like glowing white, but they're white, grayish.
And then the blacks come in.
Then they're not usually that silky. They're usually like I've forgotten the term to use. Then as they continue growing, that it is like it fades off. Now the black and the white come, but they're usually white. Then it's white in black stripes. Yeah. Someone has asked here. Zebras are born white. Yes, they're born white. Not white. Don't go look for white. It's whitish in color. Gray. There's some spots of strips of black, but it's white. So
okay. Let me just pull it on the screen because just for us to be sure. Hey, Classic. Welcome, Classic. Happy Sunday. Here we go. So here's a zebra. I have to go and check.
Just check.
So I have to go and check now. You are going to make me now start rethinking how I've been looking at zebras. You see, like zebras are born white. Okay, there's a zebra on the screen right now. The zebra's white with black stripes or black with white?
It is white with black stripes.
White with black stripes. Okay.
The older it gets, the fur on the neck also comes to start getting finished.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, guys.
Anywhere you see a zebra, you're bound to see a giraffe. You're bound to see ostriches. Those are buddies.
And it's usually like a symbiotic relationship. It's like a warthog and I think when I was at the giraffe center the last time with Jason and Gina, and they were saying that the warthog and giraffes are also like they have a relationship.
They have even where you'll see this one. Now the only problem with the warthogs, we call them. Have you ever heard? Don't always be forgetting things like a warthog. What someone abusing you like that? They forget every time they're with a pride. People are going east, them they're on the west. They are going, and they don't walk slowly.
Yep.
They walk
very fast. Yeah.
Very fast. Yeah. So people might be heading in the west, then they're past east. In fact, they'll meet you on the other side of the west. Unfortunately.
Okay. So that was a question on the zebras. The third one. Hippos. We've talked about hippos a lot. Are hippos really as dangerous as people say?
Yes. Hippos are dangerous because, I've only heard of a case in Naivasha.
Oh, the crazy Naivasha. Oof.
Yeah. There are very many Naivasha. Let me tell you something. Hippos graze silently. That's the funny thing. Hippos don't graze with noise. Like, it's not that's what you'll hear on the water. So when you hear, it's not scary. It's not a scaring noise, right?
Yeah.
Mark is just behind your head there.
Yeah.
In fact, is it Turtle Bay or which one? They were used to, during when the water comes back, they used to allow people to have their tents just on the ground there until I think they stopped, because you just hear. So that's how it's breathing. So it's just grazing near you. And the worst time is when they want to give birth, because they give birth like an ostrich. Do you know why people don't like ostriches and turkey? Ostriches, they might be living here in Nairobi. They go and lay their eggs in Mombasa. Same as hippos and crocs. Yes.
Oh, wow.
They don't like even turkeys. Have you ever reared turkeys? Those people rear turkeys, I think they can attest to that. Rearing turkeys is the most hardest job. They're not like normal chickens. They don't lay the eggs where you'll find them. They are living in Nairobi. They go and lay the eggs back in Mombasa. They go far places and hidden places where it's very hard to find. So that's what happened with hippos. They come give birth at very secluded places. That's why they are usually along hotels. So the hotel guards, they already know them. They already know it's not new things for them, but they know how to handle them. They've put short electric fence, because a lot of people, people only expect the lion to roar, the elephant to the trumpet or whatnot, and these cats. But for the hippos, just and it's within. That's the worst it can do. Before you notice, it's on your leg, and before you notice it, we are talking of another thing. Yeah, that one.
I like
But
how
most
you
of the
make
time,
this. I like how you make these animal sounds.
you just say, but most of the 90% of its time is usually inside water. Rarely will you find it on land.
And
Rarely.
yeah, and they always say that it cannot cross. Like the hotels normally dig like a trench. It cannot like cross a trench.
Now the problem with these animals, the
Yeah.
warthogs come and try. I don't know. It's during when it's a mating season. Those trenches they dig it becomes a big thing. They start playing even them before notice. So what now they've done? They've put electrical wires at some height.
Okay.
Along Naivasha, they've placed them there. Trenches, not really. They still maneuver.
You can still maneuver and get in.
Because the water will get stuck at that stretch. They'll find a playing field before notice.
Oh yeah, because they just swim through and boom, they're in. Okay,
But they
makes sense.
fear electricity. They fear electricity so much.
And Lake Naivasha, I don't know that you've been let's talk about that lake situation in Naivasha, because that's also like one of those things that is becoming an alarm. The lake is taking back its space, and that means more playing room for the hippos. I don't know what is your take on this, because Naivasha has like a very large population of hippos. Should you be worried about this, especially now that even most hotels are losing their fences? Because the lake water has now it has taken over even like a lot of hotel land. Some houses are now submerged inside the lake because for obvious reasons. I don't know what is your take on this, because this is becoming also like a concern now.
Goka, I'll tell you what I do tell. Do you know Water? We call him Water. His name is Water. Water will never borrow permission to pass where he or she had passed 20, 50 years ago. They never borrow permission.
Of course.
They'll just come. You see what's happening at the Mara, at that Kafansi hotel? Their day will come. Right now they'll enjoy because they've diverted the river, but you know what happened to Hell's Gate? It has never happened again. No one have been carried as much as water comes there. But it's once in a blue moon. That's what happens. Nature once in a blue moon, and it makes sure that history will be remembered. That's what will happen. You see, now the Naivasha people, because they decided to say, maybe the water nowadays has gone. It's been 10 years.
Yes, because I remember even back in the day, like that hotel where we used to do meetings, like the water was very far.
Yes.
Now, all of a sudden, it has even taken their garden where they do weddings, and it's been in a very short time. Yeah.
If you do good research, they're the ones who vetted the water bodies. That's a mistake people make. Because you've not seen water in 10 years. For example, if you go to Ukambani, or not even Ukambani, if you go to Tana River when it's not a rainy season, you won't believe Tana River, but go there when it's raining. It's just, every time you hear, it has broken its banks. It has broken its banks. It has broken its banks. And have you ever seen that Tana River? That water comes with pressure that you even, the dikes are very high, but you even fear just being, you hear the sound when you even
you can literally hear like a roar of the
you
water.
Can be like a kilometer, but you feel those particles of water, and you're a kilometer away. You feel that particle. You just and you're like, hey, what pressure is that? So that's what's happening with water. Human beings, we encroach these natural lands in the intent that water does not come. But 10 years, it will not come and ask for permission that, hey, I'm coming. No, that's what's happening. That's what's happening in Naivasha and that Lake Nakuru. These people who invaded its path. So that's a natural event. You can't do it. And you know one thing, Goga, you can't fight nature. You lose at the end of the day. Let it pass. If you notice, like Hell's Gate, it's just you've heard of Mara along Narok. The roads are what do you call? There's that splitting of the road into two places. So you've heard of that, where tourists have been stuck at some point. They're being told you have to go around again to Naivasha. Water is coming. Like now the El Nino, and now they'll shut down that. That's why we had planned this trip to go to this trip late of this month. But I just told these individuals they might end up closing Hell's Gate because of that. So you remember the Naivasha thing, the one that happened? It was this same time in July. The one that swept along. It was this same time. And remember, those people never knew that water was coming.
It was like it was abrupt, flash floods, and
something that has never happened. Something that has never happened, but it happened.
Guys, in case you're wondering what you're discussing about, so there's a lake in Kenya, and this is the state of that place. So the lake has taken over its. You can see the picture there. That is not a normal situation. So these guys they had built their structures. You can see in the image, but the lake has now been the lake has been submerging a lot of structures around the area, and it's not going down anytime soon. The levels are still going up, and the lake is still coming back to take up its space. That's the gist of the conversation we are discussing with SMS, because it's an ongoing concern. And this lake is famous for hippos, and that's why we are saying that hippos will have a field day, because they can just literally swim through. And they can swim through and get in. They can get as close as possible. So that is the sense of the conversation we are having with him.
Goga,
right.
do you see why they are temporary structures? Because they know.
They know.
They know. There's nothing permanent there. They know.
And I know there are places where we even have the permanent structures that have also been submerged. And Donors DYI and things says, I can relate that because I was born in a city that's below sea level. I have seen how powerful water is. Yeah. So interesting conversations around Naivasha. Those days I used to work there. I used to do a lot of pop-up live streams next to the lake.
Wow.
And hippos and things. I think I showed a lot of people hippos, the water and whatnot. The other thing then, people always ask about elephants. Can elephants recognize individual people?
Yes, they can. They can.
You see these stories where an elephant is knows somebody or something.
It can, because he was called Craig. Craig, there was a team that used to feed him, used to pour cold water on him, used to take him for walks, because sometimes the horns were very heavy. Okay, pampering him. So they recognize that one. I know they recognize, because most of the time you can find elephants. If people are taking photos, they're just standing there. Sometimes you'll find them just seated on the road. Those who've been driving to Mombasa, there's sometimes at night. Kwanzaa, driving at night during that area is the most worst. I did it sometimes. Again, I said never ever. I was at top speed because I was driving a German machine of a friend of mine. Then something just told me, Pig, just hit the full light. Oh my good God. I see a big rock and it's moving on the road. It's sleeping, but I'm seeing something flapping. It just hit me. That's
an elephant.
And as we all know the rules of the land, you don't have to chase it. You're the one who's on its path. So you deviate, and you have to first. You don't just go, you have to be keen, because maybe the herd is just next there. There's something funny with the elephant. As I told you, that's why it's called the wild. They can decide to change within second. So it happened for me once. Many times it has happened, but most drivers, they usually hoot so that they can come out on the road, because maybe if they're trailers, it can be hard for them to go off track and then come back. But they are friendly. That one I know for sure, because for those trailers that carry grains, those that pass through Central, I've heard of Central, they keep on waiting at the road there for food, because they know you're passing with grains, they know you're passing with some few things. So you just throw to them and they'll just eat. There are those that are friendly. They know it's 5. Goga usually passes here at 5. So the one, even I'm telling you, the water point at the Nairobi National Park, they knew the person. Even when they come there and maybe it's empty, because that person usually goes and refills that place with water like a tanker. You'll find it just waiting. Then he sees the truck, then it carries its. It's like alerting, water is coming. Now you see them coming from that place, and the dust is too much. Then they'll come and stop at some point. That guy offloads his water there. Then he goes. Then you find them. They drink water. Then they. But that happens. You have to be there very early in the morning. During the day, rarely. It happens at the o'clocks, the 4.
Those times people want to sleep some more.
But now, in fact, I don't know if they do it nowadays. For those who are in that hotel, they tell you, if you want to see that, And that one you come during the summertime when it's too sunny, not like right now it's too cold. There's water there, too sunny. They tell you if you want, you wake up, you'll see them there. In fact, those hotels have already placed the binoculars and the whatnot, and even the big, what do you call that thing that Mulikas have placed there? You've seen, it's quite. I'm telling you, nature is very awesome. You see that at now they've seen that person is bringing water. Now they're waiting. You know, it's around 4 a.m. Yeah. Now you see that dust, and you're like, oh my. And it's 4 a.m. and they are making noise. Now most of the people wake up thinking they're just next to them, only for you to find people with their binoculars.
That there's still a bit of a distance, but
they're usually way too far. They can't make it. They can't.
I think my first experience with those elephants was I think it was at the Aberdare treetops. You know, treetops, and they at night when they came to drink water, and I think we were having dinner, and I think I just walked outside and I saw all these elephants outside. I'm like, oh my god, this is so fascinating. And you know, those days I never even used to do anything on camera on my phone. But it was just like we were just there, just quiet, watching the elephants drink their water at the treetops. One of the most magical experiences for sure.
Very, 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 very.
Both the big ones, the babies. The babies are so adorable and cute to look at around their parents, their mothers. It was just like one of those things.
And once they've been given birth to, they start walking immediately. I'm telling you, nature will teach you very funny things. They don't have time to cuddle.
Like
you hit the road running. You hit the road running. There's no time to. Oh, animals are very funny.
I'm nothing the baby.
Nah.
Right. And you know, it's amazing how animals, you hit the road running, but for human beings, you have to now go through the entire. You can't even walk until I don't know after how many,
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah. So very interesting, very fascinating. When it comes to these are now rapid fire questions, and then we can reflect on culture, conservation, and then we can leave. These are rapid fire questions, so they may be yes or no questions. So I just want to get your choices. Some of them may be very obvious, but let's see. Sunrise or sunset safari?
Sunrise.
Ooh, sunrise, and I think you explained why. Lion or leopard?
Leopard all day. Lions are many. Leopard. Do you know I say leopard?
Yeah.
If you see a leopard, that ranger or that guide is top notch. Rarely.
Okay.
But lions,
safari vehicle. Yeah. Safari vehicle or walking safari?
Depends.
Okay.
Depends.
Depends is good. I figured as much. The Masai Mara or Amboseli?
I'll do Amboseli. Mara is exaggerated. People call it the Masai Mara, but the locals call it the Mara.
The Mara. Okay. What about
Amboseli? I believe so. They're very nice parks out there. Because now the Mara, what I don't like about the Mara, oh my goodness, getting to Mara is around 3 or 4 kilometers before you see any animal. No, before you enter the park now in the middies, and you might end up spending, after 5 hours, if you've not seen anything, do you know you're done? You're bored. Literally, you're bored.
Because nothing happened.
Because, for example, let's assume you want to go to the Mara tomorrow. Tomorrow is on Monday. For you to see an animal, maybe after you've reached that place and you go to, that's why there are planes. Have you ever said, why are they planes to Mara? People want to go early, like at night, the 5 a.m. At the Wilson, so they can get to see these animals. Because if you go tomorrow, the whole of Monday will be wasted. You'll have to wake up very early Tuesday to go to the park. Chances are you might not see even the animal that you wanted to see. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is done. Wednesday, maybe Thursday are coming, because most guests stay 3 days in a hotel. 3 days they went there. They're usually moving within a month. 3 days are done. Rarely you'll hear someone has stayed a whole week, not unless otherwise. Case to case, but again, case to case basis. Mostly 3 days. 3 days at most. Because they have to move they have to see where they, as I told you, we went to the elephant, Savo, this one, and they want to see all of them.
Okay. The most underrated animal?
Most underrated animal. I've never heard someone. I've never heard someone telling me how to go and see a hyena.
I know. I was going to guess hyena, by the way.
I've never had someone, I want to see a hyena. In fact, you see a hyena, but someone will be like, no, I still want to see the lion. And some of people think that when you see the lion, it will roar like this, like, ah. I can't recall the last time I had the roar. Let me be very honest with you. I cannot. The last time, but for the elephant, you'll hear it most of the time, early in the morning. Lion, unless because the lioness, if the cub is lost, it just it's like barks. It's like a signal. No, they don't have to shout to alert the other creatures outside. Yeah, but for the lion, I can say it's more than 3 or 4 years since I had a lion, actually. Rarely. As I told you, it's usually a relaxed body. Just there relaxed. So, the underrated animal is the hyena. Every time.
Always laughing, especially at night. Right.
And very greedy.
The most underrated bird. I know we've not talked about birds, but for the bird watchers.
Wow, birds. Oh my God. The birds are very many. Do you know in Kenya, not even in Kenya, there's this park I went, museum. They have over 700 species of birds. And there are many, I can't even know. But the ones that underrated, I can't know because there are many. Birds like, Goga, that's
how. What about your favorite one?
The favorite, I like the owl because an owl might be standing somewhere. It's even next to you, but you can't even know until someone tells you.
Owls. Yeah,
they're just standing. They camouflage.
I've not seen an owl, I think, for like ever since I was in. I think it's been years since I saw an owl like in real life.
Go to museum, you'll find it.
No, like when I was in school, and it was like literally perched on top of a tree, and then the eyes were just like stunning. Like yeah, the eyes of an owl are very stunning. Okay. Okay, Donna says, I would really love to experience Kenya, but I don't think I can handle such a long flight. Thanks for painting for me a picture. Donna, who knows?
It depends. Okay, maybe the flight to come to Kenya, but the park, you can't take more than 5 hours in a park. If you go at 6, early at 6 at 5 a.m., by 9, yourself will tell even the guide, I'm tired. Yourself will tell the guide, I'm tired. I can't.
Right. Let's see. One Swahili word every visitor in Kenya should learn.
Hakuna Matata.
Oh God! It had to be Hakuna Matata from Lion.
Why do people go to Naivasha for? Do you know why do people go to Naivasha for? You will see that place. It's there.
Hakuna Matata.
You see, if you've been to Naivasha, the entrance of before you reach Hell's Gate, there's a place you'll be taken where you usually shout and then you hear those words, just opposite it. It's there where they shot the video. Even they'll tell you the theory why the plateau. That's why I told you from where do the escarpment where people stand, the courier shop.
Viewpoint.
They'll tell you why it went down, the history behind it, the magnum, the whatnot. Some language like I think the Kisi say that someone who can put in his pocket and went and poured it up. There are a lot of history about those things. But the Hakuna Matata is just oh my. Okay, good. I usually repeat these things until you wake me up and I'll start telling those stories with my one eye open. Like the Hakuna Matata is just there.
Empowering Generation says that you're an animal whisperer. I like the way he uses animal sounds to describe. It's very funny. Okay. And guys, if you missed the viewpoint, there's when Jason and Gina were visiting Kenya, I took them to the viewpoint. They did an amazing video. If you go to Jason and Gina's channel, just go check the video we did at the Rift Valley viewpoint. One of the most stunning shots they took, I think, when in Kenya. You'll find it. Just go check. I think it was February last year, 2025. Yes, it was February last year when they were here. But they did the video like much later on. So if you go to their history, you'll be able to find that video and you'll be able to appreciate that viewpoint. It's beautiful, as SMS puts it. Let's see. Favorite not favorite. This one I want you to sell the culture. One, which Kenyan food every tourist should taste before they leave the country? And don't say nyama choma.
All of them want the nyama choma because all of them, even those who don't take alcohol, they come for the Tusker. That's why you go to the Maasai's. Oh my God, those people make the best nyama. And how they even make it, they don't use a lot of fire. I've never understood, and it leaves a long-lasting taste.
In your mouth.
What did Aisha Speed eat? What beer did he take? Everyone. In fact, it slaps. There's a way that can. Oh my goodness! How those people make that move? And let me tell you one trick. All game guides or drivers, they don't pay anything in any hotel when you go to eat, and also some hotels offer free accommodation. So if you want to become one truck, you don't have to pay anything. If I take you to the Mara or Le Serene, I don't pay even for food. I even don't pay. There's somewhere they've made for drivers to sleep. You don't pay anything. And not that a bad place, it's a very nice place. Can you imagine that? Drivers don't pay. Even hotels. Any driver who goes, any hotel on Narok Road on the way to Mara, Naivasha, Nakuru, they don't pay. Drivers, even most of the drivers, they know you go eat anything because you brought the guest. How do you pay for guests? And you brought for them the guest. That's the rule. Now you know. I've given you a secret.
Side hustle and I retire. Anyway. Okay. If you could take anyone in the world on safari, living or dead, who would that be?
Living on?
If you could take anyone on safari, whether they are living or dead, who would that be?
My kids, definitely. I'll take them there because what I like about, I found a lot of people, there's too much TV. I would like them to feel it because it has really brought me down the budget of them going to these trips of the school, because not unless they want to go with the kids, but the bigger one usually says there's no, because he can even describe for you even how Giraffe Center, where you, when you go with him, there's a day when I just remain in the car. He can take you all the points and tell you where, if you want to see what, like where the leopard usually is. He said last time we saw it here, so chances that he knows it might be here. Now because they've got a poor eyesight, they cannot spot it, but it takes some time. Then I like it when they've already done it, so it's not breaking news. You know, it's funny when you take a kid somewhere and they're like, the culture shock, like there's a day, I asked another kid who was there, just a random question, have you seen a lion? Yes. Then I asked them, Mona Simba? No. Point blank. Can you imagine? Yeah? You've seen a zebra? Yes. You've seen a lion? Yes. Mona Simba? No. So it tells you they're not well connected with this.
It's a deep connect, okay, I like that. That's a very fair point. When it comes to like in case, like like you see, Donna says that Kenya is it's such a long flight for her. But in case there's somebody like Kisha who is planning to land in Kenya, David Hunt with his Canva passport notwithstanding, in case there's somebody who has always dreamed of visiting the country, what is that message you have for them? Because now they're listening. We've painted a picture. They've seen the animals. Just based on what you're saying about animals, some of them have gotten very fascinated just listening to you. But in terms of if somebody is seated somewhere in the US and now they're like, to-do list, I need to plan for this. What is that one message you have for them before they make that long flight?
Going to the wild. I call it going to the wild or going to the park. Personally, I use it as when there's too much pressure for life, when there's too much, I just like going there because you come and have a different angle, a different vision of how animals also are. You're like, maybe we have been told these things are human being, maybe a human being. So it is worth it. I've never heard of anyone regretting a trip to any of these particular parks, any country. The only thing we stand out is that most of these animals, they're, you see, like if you go to our brothers down here, I don't like mentioning their names, just down the south, they're only great for the small area. Apart from that, there's nothing apart from the turtles that are down to the other side. You know about where the turtles are, right? But in Kenya, why people like Kenya? Because everything it's like within a basket. If you come for a vacation of 1 month, I can guarantee you, with good timings, you'll see all the animals. That's the funny thing with Kenya. All the animals you've heard of, definitely excluding the tiger and the likes of the Black Panther or whatever. But the big five, you'll see them. Not that rarely happens in most of the country. People come as far as from South Africa. People come as far as China. People come as far as UK. They had an option of going to SA. They had an option of going to Zanzibar, Tanzania, but they came where? Kenya. Because they know the word is all under. You remember there's a certain chain stores, they had that slang word of all under one roof, and their emblem was the elephant. You remember it? Do you know why that name came? Do you know why that name came? And do you know why the elephants are usually even placed at the airport entrance there? All under one. That's this thing people don't know. All under one roof. I don't have to traverse the whole continent to know. You and the elephant.
You get
that's why even you know the warthog walks with the zebra and the giraffe. I'm done. If I go to the park and I see a hyena, I know I'll see a lion. If I see a hyena, I know I'll see a lion. If I see a leopard, I know that the gazelles, because those are most of it, the leopard does not hunt big animals. It hunts only the gazelles and the antelope. So one way or another, they're inclined. Where you see the hippo, definitely you see the buffalo and the rhino. And you're done. So any day, if someone wants to come, I'll tell them, take a trip down to East Africa. We've got the best of the best national parks. Our heritage is very, very enormous and on top of the roof. No country can beat Kenya when it comes to our heritage. And we only have one signature, the Maasai. The Maasai is the signature. You walk in this global world of ours, you see the Maasai, you see Kenya. That's what we're proud of. Kenya. You walk, you just see a Maasai Kenya, Ero Soba. And we have the same thing we shall tell individuals. Hakuna Matata.
I like how Kisha is already planning her retirement. I can't wait for my husband to retire so that we can explore his wonderful motherland together. You're most welcome. And he just lives up here. Kisha, your husband is just up here, so just tell him to come down. He can literally walk down to come and say hi. Donna says, I did have a ride on an elephant at the zoo and I loved it. Or even in the first time I ever saw a domesticated elephant, again, India is just a special country for some reason. I just saw an elephant on the road walking casually and somebody was on top of it and I'm like, this is not a real place. My big five animals domesticated. Hey, Reds, nice to see you. Welcome. Reds is in the building. Thanks so much for popping in. We were having SMS today. Final one is where can people find Kunguru 87 Adventures and book a safari with you? Is it the Kunguru 87, or how do we, in case somebody wants to plan a safari, how do they go about it with you?
We are planning right now. I call ourselves, we use in conjunction with a lot of teams. I wanted first we streamline the Surviving Men series. Once it's already been streamlined and it has taken off very well, now we come and focus on the wildlife, because also under Kunguru 87 I also sell this Maasai regalia. You can check me on Facebook, you can check me on Instagram. I have a Kunguru 87 where I sell these kind of items. We call them the Maasai regalia. So I wanted also first, I like using a conduit, like let me first use it here to market it. Once it peaks, now you take it solely, because I don't want to keep it solely, because managing also these things, it's in individual basis. I was once told the same people who came from this house are the same people who come from this house are the same people who come. Creating a new one is much more harder, but referrals are much more easier. So Kunguru 87 is a registered company. It's a ventures company. It's well registered. Currently is serving for the tours and travels stroke the Maasai Regal. That's why for those who usually have my number, once you just click on it, it'll tell you Maasai Beats. It's all these bids and whatnot. So it is something that is there. Once this has already aligned the Surviving Men series and it has picked up well, I'll again shift focus and make sure that the better. So if someone wants to find me, you can just come. You can inbox at the Kunguru 87 in any of the platforms. It's everywhere. All these social media is the same across every social media. But also we can make it worth a while. Just because we are not structured somewhere, let me tell you, I've never heard of any tourists who said because you don't even these tourists do not know where these offices are. I've got friends who are working from we call the briefcase offices. Like myself, when we are being contracted to do, the client has got no business to ask you whether you have an office or not. What they want to know, they'll tell you, I want to see this kind of animal. Make it worth their time, like value for money. So when you come, we will not dent you a bit. The rates are usually pocket friendly. The good thing I like when someone asks, I love to know what you want. I love to know so I can know where to place you. Some people don't like balloon. I'm afraid of heights. I can never, in fact, any heights trip, I even don't involve myself completely. I don't. I give those ones. I give them out. There's some people who like domestic, which like the Nairobi National Park, the Nairobi Nature Walk, the museum. All those categories are there for local Kenyans also. We call them domestic tourists. Make it easy. Make it easy for you. Make it easy. Don't overthink too much about it. Don't overthink.
All right. Perfect for that. All right. I don't see any question in. Kisha talking about how she's only been to Senegal in West Africa, and I know she told us this during the Sunday service. Donna, please take care of yourself, and really thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much, Reason, for that crown. Appreciate it. I don't see anything burning on the chat. The people asking questions, are you guys satisfied? Okra notwithstanding, I think we are done. Even Empowering Generations hasn't asked anything. I think it is settled. Very interesting questions, and we're going to let Kunguru just do his final thingy, and then we can leave, because I'm also looking at the time and it's been like way past 3 hours, and I know tomorrow is a Monday. All right. So once again, the channel is also growing, and I think we started from SMS, which of course, and it also has I like what you called it, a movement. And I like how the movement is also now expanding, even in terms of how it packages its content, and even looking at things like domestic tourism, even around this, not just beyond, not just adversity, but also like something fun that people can do. I like what you call it, therapy. You said tourism sometimes is just therapy that you need, even better than probably thin and shrink when you're outside there in the world, just immersing yourself in nature. I've seen a lot of future in SMS, even in terms of merchandise. Like you're talking about the African customized merchandise, the beads. These are some of the things that when your channel gets monetized, and I think next time we bring you here at the Sunday service, I think the channel will be monetized. I'm very convinced. It's one of the things that I think a lot of people will be very fascinated to support, even in terms of your business expanding, the virtual business. And it can be domestic tourism on YouTube. Who knows? It's part of selling a piece of the nation and also getting something out of it for your effort. So I think I see the future is really bright, and you're definitely in that particular feature. So SMS, unless there's anything that you wanted to add, I don't want to labor the conversation. I think I've really captured the essence of what you wanted to discuss, and I think you went over and beyond. But now I can just give you room in case, in case there's anything. Kisha says, absolutely love seeing my hands up brothers together on the big screen once again. Thank you so much, Kisha. This was you guys are the ones who inspired this collaboration to happen. When our Sunday service guest sent me a message that they could not make it due to some emergency, I'm glad that I was on Kunguru's live, and I was just like, oh wait, you can always come back and hold fort. Otherwise, I was going to just hang out alone and things. But I'm glad that he came through, and I think we had an amazing time. And you guys, thanks so much for supporting him as well by jumping over to his stream. Just to also is towards the last mile. He's now working so hard in terms of his watch hours. Occasionally we see animals in there. He also does these talks on his channel that are very interesting topics, couples. There's one he did. I think there's one of your videos you did in terms of the things that you can never compromise on. I think I liked that one. Self-respect, boundaries. That was a very beautiful video, by the way. And I was just like, oh yeah, this is actually very powerful, and maybe we need to speak more about these kind of things. So yeah, so I don't see any question on the chat for Kunguru. Yeah, everybody's complaining about your nightbot for sure. This nightbot has to be fixed. Wamuyu is saying, Kunguru, I am tired of this nightbot timing me out. That nightbot has to be managed, Kunguru. I've done a whole masterclass on nightbot. Go and shut down that spam protection thing. It will stop. It will stop. It will stop timing people out forever. And your nightbot is so little. It even times out people who do like YouTube emojis for some reason. You're the only place I get timed out when I put YouTube emojis for sure. Yeah, and then
I'll work on that. I'll work on that immediately.
Empowering Generation says, the first time I'm in the Sunday service to the end, aside from the day you hosted me, the tourist in me is so awake. I like the honesty. Like she has stayed until the end because that's how cool. And that's how this topic, and you guys can do a collaboration. She also, I think, tries. I think that's an amazing, I can make that connection happen. Because
Very
I think
true.
yeah, that connection I think will also be very.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen.
I'll make it happen. I'll make sure you guys exchange contacts. David is reminding me, Goga, here is a raid command. Okay, fine. David, don't worry. I'm going to raid. I am going to raid, David. Leave me alone. I am going to raid. I just need to go and take a quick break. And then I think I'll let Kunguru like run the chat temporarily. And then I can come and then we finish this. We shut this down. So I'll let him run the show temporarily. Just to like wrap up the conversation, and then when I come back, we'll be able to like release him, and then I'll read the affirmation, and then we can go as I figure out where we are going to read next. Right. So Kunguru, just take over for a bit. I'm coming back, and then I'll be able to read this.
No worries, no worries. What I'll urge a lot of people outside there, along our country, Africa, our continent, Africa, there are very many countries with parks in them. The good thing where Kenya stands out is because we have a park that's inside the capital city, which is Nairobi. It's just a stone throw away from the best of the best hotels, actually. A lot of people tend to think that going to a hotel is a bit costly. I'll not say it's too costly. They think it's a bit costly, but for those who are local, it is very pocket friendly. $1 or $2 at most, and you'll get to enjoy. Going to the park doesn't mean that it's for the wealthy or the rich. It's also another main or another source of therapy. Why am I saying therapy? Ask yourself, why would someone go and look at an animal for over 2 hours? The animal's just sleeping and they're just looking at it. That tells you that that's another form of therapy, and it's very, very nice, and it is very, very healing, because you tend to engage with different characters. In fact, when you go to the park with different families, you get to interact, you get to know what they call this animal in their own language, what they think about this animal, why it's reacting the way it's reacting. Every day is a learning day. For example, the same way people have been thinking a zebra is a black animal in white stripes, until I told them that it's a white animal in black stripes. Amongst that, you get to know how to identify this kind of animals: the leopard versus the cheetah, which one hunts between the lioness and the lion king. So there's a lot of things you can learn actually in the park. Go to these places. We also have what you call the geothermal, which is in Naivasha, where you go and bathe in hot water. It's not boiled, it's just coming from the ground. You go to the Hell's Kitchen. For those who've heard what you call the Hell's Bedroom, there's a name that was given back in the days it has existed for that. There are a lot of places we can go. For those who are coming from Kenya or Nairobi, there are more than 50 places within Nairobi, East Africa, that you can visit. I'm sure even where you are right now, for those who are maybe are in Africa or wherever you are, I'm sure there are a lot of places you can visit. Just take your time and walk through them and get to enjoy what nature is offering. There are some animals that will be distinct in the near future. Things like the white rhino. We only had a few of them in the entire world in Kenya. I think one of them died. So what is remaining is one. Apart from that, we had the Craig, the biggest elephant in the entire continent, that had the biggest tusks, that unfortunately I believe it died at the beginning of this year. In fact, it was on the 7th of January 2026. So make sure you go and review these particular animals, or make sure you come and you can come to my channel. I've just put a few of the live sessions because I was just pushing the WH, but in the near future, in or before the end of this year, I'll have long videos of them. It's only that putting the audio form of which I'll be learning about it, I'll start doing it as the way our competitors are doing. But love nature, enjoy nature, and you'll never I've never heard of someone regretting about it. I've never heard of someone saying that, oh, I can't go to the park, it's not my thingy. Yeah, a club, it cannot be a thingy, a church cannot be a thingy, a mosque, a temple, but nature. Today I witnessed a new ethnic community, Goga, at the Karura forest, and I was shocked. These were their Muslim Somali brothers. For every 10 people, there were 9 of them. Do you know I had to take that statistic? Yes. For every 10 people, there were 9 of them. I even told my friend, even my kids are the one who said, hey, when you're in the wrong place, I was like, now I like it because people have started embracing nature. Just go to the Karura. There's nothing, animals you'll see at the Karura forest are monkeys, but just checking on the trees, the walk, people are jogging, you can go ride bicycles, you can hold your birthdays there, go to Arboretum. I'm sure the last time, you can't recall the last time you were in Arboretum, but it still exists. 50 shillings. Go walk there, interact, hold parties, do functions. Imagine, like, I just clicked that I'll do my son's end of month birthday at Karura Forest. I just came and discovered that because I was like, wow. I even went and saw another venue. There's a toilet there, and I was like, wow, I like it. Very nice. That will be all. Thank you very much for those who subscribe to my channel. Goga, once again, thank you for the platform. It is not, we're not taking it for granted. It's a rare opportunity that I said last time, you're giving us free of charge. I've been to these streets, and once again, I'll say very few people offer this kind of training, this kind of platform to sell our products, to actually explore and actually give us that opportunity to people subscribe to our channels. We are very grateful. We are working hand in hand with you. Some of us might be catching up slow in some of the nitty-gritty, the do's and don'ts, something like the night board, which I'll work on it. Apart from that, I thank each and every person who took their time. It's been 3 hours taking a time to listening to us, supporting us. Those who have supported Goga, may you be blessed abundantly. Apart from that, Goga, as I told you, when the president calls, who am I to say no? I can't. I'm usually prepared. Even if you tell me next Sunday I'm coming with the other lady, I'll still be here.
We'll have another topic.
No worries.
Thank you so much. And I'm so honored that at least you created the time, and we were able to at least make it here. And I think it was it's not easy to keep people here listening for 3 hours. That shows that we had a very solid conversation. So I just want to say thank you so much for that. I don't know that you've said your bye so that I can end your stream, and then then at least
bye. Kenya hakuna matata. Bye.
Peace. All right, guys. I'm going to end the message stream so that you guys can jump over here so that I can put you on a raid and after the affirmation. Thank you so much, Kunguru. I will send you a link tomorrow for the collaboration thing. But thank you so much for your time.